eventually. Hello! We're here. We're here.
Like,
I think I see a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, not sponsored.
Okay, hi guys. How's everybody? We're good. Double thumbs up if you can see us and hear us. Welcome everybody.
Double thumbs. See, Duncan, you're here again. I didn't mean to do that.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome,
this is
welcome.
Now our weekly Q&A because we are going into kidding season.
Yeah, we're gonna make them fast. We're going every week. Babies are good. See you tomorrow. Oh, not that fast, right?
Oh my God.
No.
Okay, that's not how this is gonna work. But
No.
for all you new people, please bear with us. He's a little crazy.
Yep, very.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of questions that y'all sent in this week, which is another reason we decided to do Q&As on a weekly basis because this was getting to be a little much. Are you okay?
Nancy already asked how my nose is doing.
Oh.
That was this morning's video.
Listen,
where I pretty much broke it.
I didn't think the nose could get any worse.
Oh, it got worse.
And
she's the one that pointed it out. I come in the kitchen and I'm like, that hurt. She's like,
oh my
you might have
gosh.
broke your nose. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's a little crooked. I'm like, oh, well.
More so than usual. It's just big in normal life, but
this
was, hi, can we get a little distance away from my mouth? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Assume the position. It's Q&A time.
Yep. Get comfy.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have a new feature. We'll start saying hi to some people in a minute.
Maybe we should start things off.
Go ahead.
With 2 minutes of mindfulness.
We should.
No, that was
Ready?
from this morning. Okay, 2 minutes. Can you do
No,
2
I'm not doing another 2 minutes.
Another 2 minutes?
I'm trying really hard.
As you guys know.
We're crooked on the screen.
You know what? I'm not getting a level out. I know the first time in a long time.
There is so much space on your side, but not on my. Okay, whatever. This is why that screen is there. That screen is so I can see what you guys see, and that's bad.
But this is why I wished the TV wasn't going to work because he always gets so distracted by watching himself over there. And anyway, so yes.
Whoop, whoop. Member for 5 months. That's Karen, by the way.
Oh, and Tracy, 10 months.
Tracy, 10.
Everybody's got their, if you've got your member badge.
I think I've been a member for 3.
Free super chats.
I'm
really proud of you that you didn't cancel that after chat went back to free.
Nope, I kept it because
look,
I don't.
Rosemary, hi, Aaron and wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Yeah, I didn't want to cancel it because I don't want to lose my emojis just in case.
Oh,
the little,
those custom emojis.
Even though I type 3 chat messages a week, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to have those options. I like them too.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's 17 months.
I'll try to make it a year.
That is a long time.
I think that's the top. I don't think you can be longer than 17.
I think that was day number 1.
No, it's day 1.
Day 1.
Yeah.
Look, it's now a sea of green.
Yep, it is a sea of green.
Look at you guys. We're going to celebrate everybody.
You guys want to see it? Here, I'll show you from the Stella cam. Sea of green.
That's what we see.
That's what we see up there.
Look, everybody.
Yep.
That's a lot of green.
Oh, geez, I turned you guys around.
Oh, boy. He unplugged us.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
So how's everybody else doing? We've got Linda and David Smith and Tina.
Val and C.
Yep, and I love giraffe. You know what?
We haven't taken roll call in a long time.
I don't love giraffes, but I guess I like animals.
I'm hoping that maybe one day it'll be like, I love goats.
I love goats. Oh.
We're gonna convert some people.
Somebody guarantee you by the end of this Q&A now, somebody's gonna go and change their name to I love goats, and we're gonna have to figure out who it is.
Oh, I hate that game.
That's a bad game. Yeah.
No, it's just confuses everybody, and some people doesn't like the game.
Yeah, there's Kathy and
actually, I kind of think
Angie,
that
I think
she might have changed her name for a little while to I Love Goats.
Yeah. Nick, right? Was that what that said? NIC, right?
Can you see me?
Yep, I do.
I can see you loud and clear.
Yep, I do.
All right, so let's see. We're gonna run down. How this Q&A works?
Sure, talk about how it works, because there might be a lot of new people here, and we are going to try to make it quick. And when I say quick, not 3 hours. See? Look at that. Can you see me?
Can you see me now?
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
All my toys.
So yeah, if you've never been to one of our Q&As before, please welcome and please say hi. If you're new, Chris West, stop typing.
You're not new.
You're not new.
And I know you're over on Twitch too. Actually, are we even on? Yeah, one person watching on Twitch.
This is our time to sit down with you guys and go over kind of like what happened this week. Which
we don't sit down much either.
A lot has happened. Yeah. It's also to update sort of like where we are in kidding season. And the vet update is a huge topic for this week. Everybody wants to know about this. And if you haven't submitted a question prior to this Q&A, you'll have to wait until we get through all the questions that were submitted. But we will open it up to chat, so stick around if you can. Otherwise, you can go over and submit your question now, and we'll cover it next week. But we don't want you to leave, so if you have to, just write it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah. So we try to do question marks.
He hits me in the head already.
Sorry. Okay. Question marks on each side of your question, but not right now. When those questions come in, while we're in the middle of the questions that were emailed, we're not going to get to it. So it's not worth asking a question now, really.
Right. Basically. Chris West wants a puppy.
I see that. She wants a puppy.
Thank
well,
you,
I will
West.
not give you a puppy,
but I
will try to give you a little bit of close-up puppiness. Can you help me out here? I'm stuck on a bar of soap. Hang on. There we go.
Auntie Chris wants to see your smushy face.
There it is.
Smushy face.
That was a good view. She doesn't even want to look. She's like, this is my good side.
Stop it. This is your good side right here.
We found out she has freckles under her
inside.
On the inside of her lips, too. But you can't see it.
Okay, now we're just torturing her.
Yeah, and this one's just like, leave me alone.
You're such
like,
a good
Chris,
spirit.
I like you, but I'm not moving. That's pretty much what she just said.
Yeah, this is my nap time.
This is her nap time, second or fourth nap for the day. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
So I guess we should just get started with the vet update. Because
mine as well.
How
many questions does that satisfy the vet update?
None of them.
Nobody submitted it because they knew you were going to talk about it.
Yeah, pretty much none.
Yeah.
So we'll start at the beginning. So Dr. Lindsay came and got your bourbon, Liz. No. No. I don't drink bourbon. I drink rum, but I haven't done that in months.
Yeah. There's actually been less alcohol consumption over the past year.
We almost got
instead
to the
of
beginning
more
of Q&A. So Angie and I, while we're making soap and lotion and stuff, we'll be like, ooh, this drink would be really good with some rum in it. Or, our favorite is watermelon rum, which apparently has gone discontinued by the manufacturer. And it's something that I'm going to start petitioning. But we're like, watermelon rum. It's what we live for, but yet we don't drink it. Clearly.
I was just going to talk about Kathy, but I didn't want to cut you off. Yeah.
Hold on. For goats, medical bills, or Cassie's too soon to talk about
the fix Aaron's nose.
I'm just going to get you a nose job.
We will save them. The nose cannot be fixed. We'll say that.
It can be. No. He just needs a world-class plastic.
It's not happening. Okay.
Thank you, Kathy. And also, we got your box, so we're well stocked with coffee. I know you didn't see it. It's fine.
I didn't see
you also got socks.
I saw loose minerals and towels. Thank you, everybody.
Her box had cool stuff in it.
Plenty of loose minerals and towels.
2 boxes of assorted coffees, which, by the way, I've never seen those flavored coffees before, and I'm very excited. I might be having a 3-day coffee tomorrow, just so I can try all of the yumminess. Then there was 2 really cute signs. Don't open the gates no matter what the goats say, which we have a couple of them around the farm.
We do.
But these ones were really cute. And then a pair of chicken socks.
Chicken socks?
Yeah. It had to do with clucking.
Oh, okay.
Not mother clucker.
Right.
But cluckers.
Got it.
Something like that.
Okay. I get it.
And I think there was even something else. Oh, and you got a squeegee for the barn floor.
Ooh,
big industrial size squeegee.
Got it.
Somebody else sent that.
Kevin actually said that yesterday. You need a floor squeegee.
Well, we have one now. Thank you, villagers.
Yep.
Hopefully we won't need it, but time will pretty much tells me I'll need it.
Yeah, on the flooding topic, before she gets to the vet visit, we are looking at a way to engineer a new solution because the barn was unfortunately built down a hill. And when it rains,
that is one of the questions.
Right.
We will get to.
Okay, so we'll get to. Yeah.
Okay, so back to the vet visit.
I'll do the thank you things later.
Oh no, do it now.
Do it now. Okay,
The
we'll
long
do a
one.
little. The long one. We're doing the long one
Do
now.
the long one. They all look so thin there.
They do. They all look so little.
Like not fluffy. Okay, vet visit. So thank you, Chris and Kathy, for that. Vet visit. Dr. Lindsay came and did all of the vaccines on the pregnant girls and all the boys and all the retired goats. So all barns got vaccines. Greta did get an updated ultrasound. Some people were like, why? Was there something that we were concerned about? No. We just wanted to make sure that she was like, we ultrasounded her so early in her pregnancy that it was amazing that we could even tell she was pregnant. She was ultrasounded at 27 days, and they don't typically even ultrasound a goat until they're like 35. So the fact that we even saw anything was like a miracle. And we just wanted to make sure, like, after Tiger and Lily, that the baby or babies, we don't know how many. The baby was way too big to be able to count how many. Past, I want to say, what is it, like 60 days pregnant?
You can't count.
You can't count how many there are anymore because the babies are just too big. So we know that she's still pregnant, and by the size of her, she's doing well. So I'm hopeful that we won't have another incident of micro twins.
Yeah.
Let's see, what were some of the other questions? We did actually change something up this year. Dr. Lindsay suggested that we just do rabies and CDT boosters, which we did. And then to save their BOCI shots, which is their vitamin E and selenium boosters. It's just like minerals that were lacking in the ground in New England. She recommended us to save those for right after the babies are born to give that booster, or that, I guess it would be a booster, to give the babies that directly after birth. So not give it to mom, and that would go through the placenta to the babies, like the rest of the vaccines. That will actually vaccinate the babies for that, like right after weigh and spray. Right. So that was something new we're going to do this year.
So if you heard that correctly, it will go weigh and spray and then a little shot.
And then a little shot, yep.
For each baby.
And that shot, again, is just vitamin E and selenium. And that's going to help just create strong muscles. So that's why we give it to them. We've never had issues with it, but I've also never had issues with, rabies, and we still vaccinate for rabies. So thank goodness. We'll get to Poppy later. Then we headed out to Gus and Giovanni and all the boys over there. And Gus, we made the right choice in taking Roman and putting him back over in House of Pie. He's fattening up rather quickly, actually, I've noticed. So he has the Red Barn all to himself. He's got all the hay, all the water, all the grain, all the minerals to himself. And he's pretty happy over there.
Yep.
I happen to really like it because it's like my own little quiet place again.
Yeah.
Angie and I were hanging out in there after the flooding to kind of decompress before working. And it was like, it almost felt like the old days where we were like sitting with the goats and nobody else was there. Yeah. It was just quiet, us and the goats, no cameras, it was kind of nice. No offense to you guys. Because I do enjoy sharing the goats with y'all. The one criteria I had was them to be quiet and
the kids are downstairs having a good time.
Listen,
and they're being loud.
They make memories.
It's now loud good.
Loud memories. Okay, so then we went over to the Bucks, and this is where things got a little unexpected. So Moose and Grayson are fine. They are fat and happy and wintering well, and so no really update there. They got their boosters of everything. She looked at Giovanni, and we've always, for a little while now, we've had some questions about why Giovanni wasn't maintaining his weight. We've upped his food. We're feeding him through the winter now. We fed him all summer long. We've made sure he has hay in his feeder and his house. We've done fecal samples more on the regular so that we stay up to date on anything. All of his fecals are coming back clean. So it's kind of been a head scratcher. So I definitely wanted Dr. Lindsay to take a look at him. And she determined, as soon as she saw him, actually, she was like,
yeah, she knew.
Uh-oh. And I'm like, what do you mean, uh-oh? I see him every day and I don't go, uh-oh. So she noticed that, first question was, does he always only pee on one side of his face?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
I don't know.
I've always seen him pee on both sides of his faces,
Yeah.
both sides of his face, except for this year, he kind of preferred the one side, but I didn't think anything of it. So we moved along with the year. And so she took a look at his eyes specifically. She was saying how one of his eyes wasn't, he had some asymmetry. So like this eye's fine, but like this eye is bulging just a little bit. And so she wasn't quite sure initially why. She was like, well, sometimes we see it because this and that. And so after the exam, she goes, we can't diagnose this, but my theory is that he has what's called an ocular lipoma. No, not lipoma.
No, not lipoma.
Lymphoma.
Yeah.
So essentially he's got they can't tell without like a lot more invasiveness, and we are not wanting to do that because it includes like taking his eye. And it's not really progressed at this point. It doesn't seem to really bother him, but it could definitely explain weight loss, unexplained weight loss, and just the asymmetry in his eyes right now. So he was started on some pain meds that we've been using throughout our career with goats, but apparently they have anti-cancer properties. So he's on a big dose of that and just keeping him comfortable, see how he reacts. Maybe he could, she was like, listen, we don't know. He could have days, weeks, months, years. She goes, we diagnosed a goat with the same issue and it's been 3 years. So with that said, like, we don't know how long G's got, but we are definitely retiring him. He's not going to be used as a stud anymore, and he will live right where he's at. We asked about the castration. Should we castrate him so he doesn't have the stress of rut?
Plus, castrating would allow us to put him in house supply.
Well, I was more concerned about him going into rut every year because that is a toll on his body. But she was like, yeah, considering that he is so thin, let's see if we can fatten him up. But she does not recommend castrating him. So we'll keep him happy over in his pen until whatever he has progresses to a point where he doesn't have a quality of life.
So right he'll be on pain medicine forever.
Yeah, so he's on like 5 tablets of this stuff
every day.
Every day, he's getting, extra food. He'll be on grain every day. So he's we're just gonna keep him comfortable. But this is kind of goes back to like what stands us apart from other goat farms, right? A lot of other people would have sent him off to slaughter or put him down right then and there if he's not productive anymore.
Well, the cost of the grain from a farm standpoint, you would have to look at the numbers and the cost of the grain, the cost of the medicine, and now he can't perform, he can't breed. At that point, they are not of value to a production style
Right,
operation.
they're costing more than they're bringing
but
in.
he will stay here until between the vet and you and we decide that it's time. And it's not time, but
No,
it's totally not
he's,
time. You'll see him in videos to come. It's not, but it's just we don't know.
No, he's just, we've retired him, which is a big step, but not one that wasn't with. It wasn't really a surprise. Like,
right.
We knew even getting through this breeding season that things were different this year for him. Turns out it really wasn't 100% him. Some of our girls were just being fussy too. But even just his body condition.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
quick follow-up question on that topic that popped on the screen was, could that have affected his performance this year? And
I asked the same question.
That's why I brought it up.
So she said unless it was like testicular cancer or something in his reproductive system, that it is not it did not affect his performance this year. I specifically asked, like, are we at risk with like unhealthy La Mancha babies this year? And she's like, no, it would not make sense that would be an issue. So we're going in with it like,
right.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of our update about Giovanni. Giovanni is going to be 7. He's the same age as Moo. So yeah, 7 this year. He's, I would say, on the young side, but you guys weren't really around for this, but Giovanni tried to die like when he was 3.
That's in a video somewhere too.
And it was an absolute, and like, I don't necessarily believe in miracles, but it was a miracle that he came back from where he was. He was as far down that drain as you could be and still be alive. And he bounced back within a matter of an hour. Like, I went to put the kids on the bus, and on my way up to the bus stop from seeing Giovanni in our garage, because he had moved into the garage, I was on the phone with Dr. Kara saying, you got to come put him down. It's awful. He's like drooling out of his mouth. Yeah. He's stumbling from corner to corner. He can barely stand. He didn't sleep all night. He's not eating. It was bad. I came back down the driveway from putting the kids on the bus, and there he was eating.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dr. Kara, you're not going to believe this, but he's eating. And she's like, get him into the woods. And I took Giovanni into the woods, and I let him eat whatever he wanted to, because brush is like the miracle cure for a sick goat. If you can get them eating brush, they're gonna live. Like, it's a good sign. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of extra years out of Giovanni, and I'm not thrilled to think like, his life might be shorter than it is like how long I've already had him for, but this is our job, is to keep him comfortable and know when it's time, because we're just here, to love them and give them a great life and a great home, and ultimately part of that is to make those decisions. So
on that same topic, I'll just throw this one up, and then there was one other question I wanted you to answer on that topic. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So the question was from Doreen: who did you connect with this kidding season? So all of his typical girlfriends. So that's the whole La Mancha clan. Sadie, Lucy, Greta, Harper, Genevieve. Did I miss anyone?
No, you got a lot of La Manchas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't do the job with Gia, but neither could Grayson, so we're not going to hold that over his head.
So somebody said Gus will be Gio's replacement, and that is not 100% correct.
So Gus is Giovanni's legacy on the farm. There's some issues with that, though, because he is so related to a handful of our goats. Like, Genevieve and her 3 daughters are 100% related, either full brothers or son and mother, and so he cannot read any of them. So I guess the follow-up to that is we have been shopping for a boyfriend, And we did make a deposit on a breeder, so we have first right of choice on buckling. So hopefully one of their 2 does has a buckling for us.
That'll be the first time we've brought new blood onto this farm since Moose.
Mm-hmm.
Which
been a
is
while.
4 years.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least 4, if not 5 years ago. It's been a long time since we've brought anybody on the farm. So, it's like that bittersweet. Like, I'm excited to bring new blood on the farm, especially because the bloodline that we're getting, we are making an upgrade. No offense to Giovanni, but he's the only buck on the farm that's not registered.
Right.
So in the process of bettering our, gosh, that's such an insensitive word, but our stock,
but it's true.
Our bloodline.
It's how breeding works.
Right.
Yeah.
We're bringing in a great bloodline. I mean, one of the top bloodlines in New England from New Hampshire. Like, it's a great bloodline.
Right.
And their bloodline came recommended to us from a couple of my goat colleagues that I reached out to, who I knew didn't breed La Manchas, but I know that they've had more time in the adult show ring, like the ADGA show ring. We didn't do much in the ADGA show ring world. We did a lot in the 4-H and the kid side of it. But it goes along the lines of, like, just because we're not showing doesn't mean I don't want to have great stock, because we breed with purpose. So I want to make sure whether I'm showing or not, these babies go to show rings. These babies go to breeding homes, and we want to make sure that we're doing something responsible on all ends of breeding.
What are you doing?
Licking herself.
Stop licking yourself.
So
while I'm out there, thank you, Anne. I saw that one up, the orange
one.
one.
Thank you.
It almost popped off the screen.
Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. It's exciting that we get to bring in a new little boy, but the reasons behind it are a little sad, and I'm hopeful that we'll be able to keep Giovanni comfortable and maybe slow the progression with these meds. I know we caught it early. Even Dr. Lindsay was like, "Oh yeah, this is not." I mean, the goat that she said was so far progressed, and that was a couple years ago. You know, I'm hopeful, but cancer is one of those things. Like, it acts so differently in different animals, different people. So what works for one might not work for the other. So we're gonna go, and we're gonna be positive about this, and just make sure that he is feeling our love every single day. So. As far as, so after we did the whole Giovanni thing, then we went over to House Pie, where she's like, all your goats are fat and healthy. I mean, not like obesely fat, but, you know,
they're good.
Freeloader fat, because they don't do anything. Poppy, the whole fox incident, the bite on Poppy's leg was very superficial, not a deep puncture, didn't do any damage to ligaments or tendons back there or the bone. Had we not literally seen the fox in the barn, we probably would have just thought that she scraped her leg on something.
Yeah.
It barely bled a drop, but because it was a bite, we did treat with antibiotics. So
she's fine.
And she is
7 days.
So fine.
Good.
Yep. She's good. She was a fighter from the moment she was born. So, yeah.
Yep. I saw where will the new buck live. Right for now, I mean, we got a month or two, and we're into spring.
So baby buckling, hasn't even been born yet.
Yeah.
But his mom is due. Why I talk about it like we know that she's going to have a boy. But their 2 does, so we have the option of having a boy out of one of their 2 does. Same dad, but unrelated does. Their due dates are very close to Charlotte's and the first round of our goats. So we're going to get a picture of a little wet buckling the moment he's born, and we'll probably go and visit. Thankfully, we don't have to go all the way up to New Hampshire to visit, because their buck that they use for on their farm is from the highly rated
Right.
breeders from New Hampshire. So we don't have to go very far, but yeah, we know them. We actually do know them from our 4-H.
Yeah, we've known them for a
We
while.
actually have a rabbit up there still.
We do have a rabbit. Yeah.
So yeah, good farm, good people, and we're hoping. I saw pictures of babies from last year, and fingers crossed it's the same pairing. So fingers crossed that they have equally beautiful babies this year.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty excited.
All right. So we're 31 minutes in, and we got through one question. Vet update.
That was a huge question.
That was a huge question. That was
huge
a lot.
Question. We did send out some fecal samples, just normal run-of-the-mill checking Poppy, because we always check Poppy. I wanted to check Giovanni because of Giovanni.
What's going on there?
And I wanted to recheck Gus because while he was thin over the summer, and he's getting fat now that Roman's not living there, I just want to make sure that he doesn't have anything that he's messing with.
Yeah.
Because he did mess with some worms over the summer, and we treated him right away, but you just never know.
Right.
And winter and stress, they can do weird things. So we're checking him, but I'm hopeful because his eyelids are gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. Like, I want all of my goat's eyelids to be Gus's color.
Oh, that's when you flip the eyelid over and you look at the pink color and you go from white all the way to super, like, almost red.
So it's called the Famancha scale. And if you Google it, it'll show you a range of eyelid colors from stark white, like paper white, all the way up to this gorgeous salmon.
Works in humans too, right?
Sure. I mean,
sort of.
I've never gone to the doctor and they're like, let me see your eyelid color.
I think you see trauma people do it all the time. Like,
okay,
they
well,
look.
I've never had that happen.
Because they're trying to see what the whole.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But there's a whole range of
I only know this from movies, just so
colors. You know. And you know everything you see in the movies is.
Oh yeah. Real.
So yeah. He has the best color, is all I was saying. But
Yeah.
I still wanted to make sure that, you know, that he's not struggling with anything because we're trying to get some weight on him, which is hard to do in the wintertime.
Yeah.
That's another story. I didn't realize 458 of you are still interested in my ramblings. So thank you for bearing with me.
But we're about to go through our 23 questions.
So we're going to go through some of these questions.
Yeah.
And, okay, Louise says, eye doctors do check the eyelids.
There you go.
That makes sense because they are the doctor of the eyes.
They are the doctor of the eyes. That's good.
Yes. Oh, look, I just gave them credit for sticking around and 6 of them left.
No,
you know what? I take it all back.
Oh, gosh. Questions now. Time to go.
Yeah,
right,
I was only here for the vet update.
Yeah, that's it.
That was
it.
it.
No, back to
Gone.
the Olympics. No.
Don't give them a reason to leave.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
question number 1. New York Rangers fan asks, how is Gus? Oh, look, we already answered this.
How is Gus doing?
How is Gus doing?
Good.
So we answered your question. I hope we answered it to its fullest. I only took a half an hour to do it. And how is Sadie Rainey Moo doing in this stage of their pregnancy?
All good. Yep.
Wow.
All good.
This is why I'm in charge of talking. No,
ahead.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
No, they are good.
Everybody's doing fine.
They're good.
We're not close enough to set up stalls.
Yeah,
Like,
I do have a hard
fine.
time believing that Sadie's only pregnant with 1 baby.
Yeah.
But it could. There's a couple different reasons I feel that way. But it could still be that she's having 1 baby. So
Yeah.
I don't want anybody getting excited. I just, have this feeling, which is usually right. But I'll probably prove myself wrong. It's fine.
Okay, here we go. Question number 2. We should put numbers next one.
Deborah from Canada asks, I ordered the Moo book from Amazon Canada, and I got it today in perfect condition. No white lines at the bottom of the page. Just wanted to let everyone know in Q&A, know that they can order.
Oh, there you go.
So that was actually
Thank you, Canada.
a question because we got a soft cover copy and we did have lines at the bottom.
Right.
But it's one of those things.
We donated it to the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the message and the pictures are just fine.
Right. And if you didn't know, if I didn't point it out, you probably would have never saw it.
No.
Literally, like, the photo just didn't go to the edge of the paper. It's a tiny
little, like maybe 3 pixels wide.
Yeah.
At the very bottom of the page. So.
And it's not even every page, so that's the weird part.
That is weird.
Yep. All right, here you go again. We're on a roll.
All right, so Pete and Kat asks, in your experience, do these precious mamas prefer day or night births?
Ugh.
Or does it seem like they go into labor just as you guys lay your heads down for a cat nap?
No cat naps. It's when you want to go pass out and sleep for like 8 hours. That's when they have them.
One time it was during dinner.
Yep, dinner.
The moment the fork reached my mouth, it was like a built-in diet plan. And
Yep.
she was like, no, I'm having babies now.
They go whenever they want. I would say if we were to go back and like plot it on a chart, it's very heavy right after they eat.
Yeah, that one year we had
Yep.
like 9 a.m. babies
Yep.
every day.
So there's something to do with the science behind it. I actually heard about it.
Yeah.
That right after they eat, within like that hour, the babies can come. So,
Right.
I mean, that's good time. Don't get me wrong. That
I-
9, 10,
I
11
do.
o'clock in the morning, that's
Go
perfect.
for it. That is my preferred.
All day.
That is my preferred hour.
Yep.
Like that 9, 10 o'clock time frame, because it gives me plenty of time to sleep at night. And then we're already out in the barn.
I'll even take that 4, 5, 6 p.m. time frame, like right at night chores.
I don't like that time.
Yeah, I'm good because I'll just stay out another hour or two in the barn.
Yeah, it just requires like taking babies out in the middle of the night to make sure they're
Yeah.
getting out of the barrel. And
Yeah.
what if they get out
I
of the
get
barrel
that.
in the middle of the night and we're not there? I like the daytime. Getting those first 24 hours, or the majority of the first 24 hours done while it's like we're all awake is helpful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm no mathematician or I mean, I'd almost say it's 50-50.
I
Sun
don't
up,
know.
sun down, 50-50.
Unless we were to plot
Unless
it,
you would
we
literally
have
to
no
plot
idea.
it and go watch them all. Which, speaking of, no, we'll talk about the Facebook later.
The face.
Face-based. Yeah. There you go. How many face-based people do we have here?
Yeah, like 22.
Yep.
Miguel asks, see, I'm serious.
24.
They all left because we were like, okay, we're done with the bed update.
They didn't all leave. We
No,
still have
I
the
know.
very important 446 people here.
Very, very important.
These are the most important.
The most.
The ones that
They're
left
still
are
leaving.
gone. They're still leaving.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, I'm not going to answer a question until we get to 400 now. Keep the true. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, so Miguel asks, if one of the moms rejects a baby or
Go
has
back.
too many babies, or too many to be able to produce the needed milk for,
Got it.
could you, ultimately, I had to reword the question because it was a little lengthy, but could one of the babies be given to Gia? So no, Gia's never been a mom. She's not pregnant this year. She's never been pregnant. She has never made milk. She doesn't have a clue what she's doing with a baby. So Gia will be like the surrogate auntie, but she can't actually care for a baby as far as like the nutrition. You know, there's something like what we could do is if two moms had babies, say, hypothetically speaking, Sadie has one baby, Deandra has her 4 babies, maybe like on the same day, maybe we could take one of the babies from Deandra and graft it over to Sadie. And there's ways and methods of doing that. And then maybe Sadie would actually adopt the baby thinking that it's her own. But there's a small window and you pretty much need 2 moms to give birth within like that 24 to 48 hours for it to work.
Right.
So I'm not saying anything because the last time I said something, a fox came into the barn. So
yeah,
I'm just going to put that out there. Okay, Joshua Bain asks, what is the theme for baby names this year?
Good question.
We don't actually ever have a theme.
there is one yet.
There's always a theme with Rainy. I always name her babies after some weather event. So we've had Airy and Frio and Thunder,
right.
Because Rainy's name is Rainy. So it's going to be something weather related.
For Rainy, it's going to rain.
For Rainy.
But for everybody else, we just don't know.
Moo, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like I get inspiration by what the weather was that day. That's how Frio and Airy got their names because it was cold and windy the day that they were born. So sometimes it's just what kind of kid is it? Is it a feisty one? Is it a fat one? Is it, do they need a strong name because they were born fighters?
Yeah.
like Tiger and Lily. Yeah, so it's not really
It's very moment dependent.
Yeah, I'm a little superstitious, guys. Like I'm about to go out and sage the barn. Um, which thank you. Somebody also sent us sage.
Oh jeez.
They know.
Yeah.
I don't really love counting down to things. I've had bad history with that growing up. And yeah, I'm a little superstitious. I definitely don't like naming babies before or even picking out possible names for babies. So that's definitely something once they're on the ground, that's when we name them.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Stalls. I saw this question. When do you guys set up the birthing stalls? So not early. The last thing we want is a mom in a birthing stall too
Liz
soon.
needs holy water. Yes, I do.
Too soon, and
let me see how many
not
days out
walking around and moving. We want them to keep getting up, laying down, walking around, moving. You get them in a stall too early, that's not a good thing. So, I mean, the first window starts in 10 days, but the first due date is still 15. So we have a good amount of time.
Yeah, I won't even be thinking about putting up kidding pens until Charlotte is a week.
Right.
7 days before her due date.
Right. So in about a week, we'll start thinking of, I might move a wall into the barn, but not actually put it up yet.
Right.
But yeah, so
we can expect stalls 1 through 4 to be the first ones used as usual. You guys will get a new cam.
There's a lot that has to happen.
Yeah, it'll go up over stalls 2 and 3,
and
maybe partially stall 1.
And just to explain, it won't be a new cam. It'll be an existing cam on the property that'll get relocated. We will probably lose the outdoor House of Pie cam, and that'll get moved and relocated to be the what do we call it? The nursery cam or whatever.
The nursery cam is usually over stalls 1 through 3.
Right.
Yeah, and then FEMA trailers will start getting set up.
Yeah, this year it's pretty compact, so it all happened within the next, like she said, 7 to 10 days from now. We start thinking of stalls, and 2-3 days after that, they start going in. And correct me if I'm wrong, they probably won't go in one at a time. It'll just be, let's set them up, boom, boom, boom. You know, I don't know.
So that's gonna be very dependent on whose ligaments are moving, and we check those probably twice a day, starting once they get into their 5-day window. Sadie, I'm already checking just because of her history, not because like anything's wrong.
Right.
But it's just because she does like to go really early. If 5 days early. I mean, last year, she made it by maybe a couple hours, right? Yeah. Did she end up going? I
don't remember.
If I don't have my notes. There was one year where it was like her ligaments were gone, and she still had 2 days before her.
And we didn't even have stalls set up, I don't think.
No, there was one year at graining time. We moved her into a stall during morning chores, and before we were done morning chores, she was pushing.
Yeah.
We hadn't even set up the camera yet. We had to go take the camera down, set it up in her pen, all while she was still pushing. And I thought for sure, as soon as YouTube came back, she'd have a baby on the grounds.
Yeah.
And within a couple of minutes, she did. But yeah, it was. She just likes to have those babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no hostage negotiation. Actually, I do negotiate with her to hold the babies in a little longer. I'd like to see them to be a little bigger. But again, knock on wood. I can't talk like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Tiger Lover asks, will Charlotte go in a regular kidding stall or a FEMA pen?
All right, so now I'm starting to take it personal. We have a giraffe lover and a tiger lover. Still no goat lover.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's fine. I'll go change
Everybody, look, I mean, I could be the moose lover.
I'll go change my name. I'm just kidding.
But you're going to change it? Nobody's going to know who you are. Yeah, so because Charlotte is the first goat due, it's very likely that she will go into one of the birthing stalls. The way that we've usually done it in the years past is we use stalls 1 through 4, which is the alleyway. It's open right now except for stall 4, but that alleyway is stall 1, 2, and 3. you can see they all have doors. That's why there's 3 doors down the alleyway.
Yeah.
There are walls that can be installed, and we fill those stalls first. Then we move over into FEMA pens. And if you don't know what a FEMA trailer is, like, you know, when a natural disaster hits and the government gives you temporary housing, this is temporary housing. And we convert their normal housing into temporary, smaller housing.
Yep. That's the big, that's what we call Gen Pop. Kind of like in the prison system, you have general population. That's where they all hang out together. Instead of in their own room, they get to hang out. So we call that area Gen Pop. Just so you know, we have a prison that watches us. So they have us on screen somewhere in a prison.
Well, at least we used to. I haven't heard from them.
A library. Yeah, so they do. They watch the goats kind of like just act like a bunch of, I don't want to say prisoners, but I'll say a bunch of people in an area that you need a leader and a whatever. A queen and all that. But yeah, that's what we call it. So then we'll break that down and separate it with the trailers.
Yeah, and so that area gets
4,
technically 5 kidding areas. Yeah. And then we do have stalls 5 and 6, which are in the back of the barn where Piper and Stella like to terrorize the cats.
And where a lot of hay is stored.
And a lot of our hay is stored. And then if we absolutely had to, we do have another area in that back area with the rabbits where we could make a stall 7.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then we're out of room. Because somebody couldn't find.
Yep. We couldn't find the right kind of fencing.
Well, I did hear from that lady. They are still available. So if you want to talk to her, you can.
Don't really. They're the wrong kind, but you'll have to show me
in a pinch, it's better than nothing.
You'll have to show me again. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan, Jellyman.
Yeah.
Next question.
Wow,
that was Stella.
That was Stella. Yeah.
Okay, so I love giraffe. Here we go again. I love a different animal other than goats.
That's okay.
Asks, I'm not taking it personal at all. It's fine. When Edie has babies, can someone show them? So the answer is yes. Edie's babies will be, okay, let me do the math here. They'll be 75% La Mancha and 25% Alpine.
Right.
They are still considered a cross. Somebody else later in the questions asked, like, what do you think their ears will be like? I do anticipate that Edie's baby's ears will be La Mancha ears.
La Mancha, yeah.
Edie has what we call gopher ears. The difference between, I am literally getting to somebody else's question.
I know. I saw that.
But the difference between the traditional gopher ear versus elf ear, I did say that wrong. Edie does not have gopher ears, so don't quote me on that. Edie has elf ears, and that's because she is a cross between an Alpine big set of ears, right, and a La Mancha with the little tiny ears.
Right. So
she has something like in the middle. Because I bred her back to Giovanni, I do anticipate that her babies are going to have the traditional La Mancha ears.
I love Moo. Goat lover just put that.
Yes!
Somebody changed their name.
We have a goat lover.
Somebody else did it up there too.
Oh, really?
I saw it way up here. I can't.
Oh, look, it is. I love goats.
I can't see it. And I think I could tell by the
That's
picture.
Amy.
It's Amy. I was like, I think I know who that is.
Oh, yeah. I love Moo. Me too. Thank you for your super chat. We're gonna do a big thank you at the end too, because I just
there it was
sure.
Right there. There was we knew who it was.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
And the other one was right here. Yeah.
That's right funny. I goat lover.
Yeah.
Oh goodness! Now goat lover 1987.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a whole village full of goat lovers.
Oh no, we're never gonna be able to tell everybody.
I'll never
apart.
know who y'all are.
You're gonna have to change them back. Yeah.
Well. I mean, if you want
after
to,
Q&A.
Unless you're super dedicated, and then you're my favorite villager.
Oh, stop it.
I say this to the kids all the time. Everybody is my favorite child at some point in the day.
Yeah.
And when they do something good, I'll be like, this is why you're my favorite.
And then the other ones will be like, you just told me that an hour ago.
I know.
Yeah, you're all my favorite.
Exactly.
All right, where were we at? You read that. You answered that question. The ear question. We weren't on the ear
Well, we
question.
weren't ear.
We were talking about 80. Yes, she can be shown.
Oh yeah, I want to get into that. So okay, yes, she can be shown. The baby can be shown as well. They would both have to be shown in what's called a recorded grade class.
Right.
So that means that two purebreds came together and had a little shenanigans.
And that's a totally class.
But some people actually do it on purpose.
Yep.
It's breeding with purpose.
It's the whole reason we have Labradoodles.
And it's why I really want to.
What's the other weird dog out there?
Cockapoo?
Cockapoos and I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many of them
There's
now.
so many.
But it's why I wanted to take Moo and breed her to Gus, who Moo's an Alpine, Gus is a La Mancha. I wanted to breed them together because I want to see what Genevieve's milking line, which is a great milking line, can do to improve Moo's udder. Moo has a great capacity in her udder, but she does not have a great attachment. Specifically, her foreudder is poorly attached, which means the front, like under her belly. You would have seen it if you were here for the Turtle Myrtle.
I still have yet to turn that into a short, which I need to do.
Yes. Yeah. When Moo did her impression of a turtle, the part of her udder that's attached to her belly is called the foreudder. And it's just not attached well. So I want to make sure, I want to see what maybe Gus can do for that. Plus, Angie called me out. She goes, plus you wouldn't mind some spots, right? Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind spots.
Okay, I'm just going to clarify so everybody knows, because that TV over there, again, that one is driving me crazy because we're fuzzy. And I went on my phone to look.
It's the TV.
And I was at 480p, meaning the quality, and I clicked on the buttons, and I was able to change it all the way up to 1080p. We are broadcasting in high def for you people that care.
But it's fine if you want to watch me in fuzzy mode because then I look better.
Yeah, high def, you see average. Talk about the big nose. You definitely see it. But
a sheepadoodle. Oh my gosh.
A sheepadoodle? I never heard of that one.
Oh boy.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and you know
there's so many out
top dollar for a mutt.
There's so many out there.
They're very expensive.
Well, because it takes
we shouldn't
years.
We shouldn't be talking. We have Frenchies.
Are they crossed? Were they bulldogs?
No.
French are like
No.
both? No. Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
well, wait. I don't want anybody. If you go way back, and this did not happen in America.
Yeah.
If you go way back, I believe they were crossed with a Chihuahua, which was where she gets her sass from.
Oh, okay.
And Zonkies. Super expensive.
Zonkies, yes.
Why are
super
the crosses
expensive.
like that? That usused to be called a mutt, and you'd find them at a shelter.
Yeah.
And they used to be $50. Like.
Nope.
Oh,
the
goodness.
fancy breeds are very expensive. Puggle? Is that what?
Yes, that's a pug and an
uggle.
And an uggle. Where's the uggle from?
I don't know. Oh yeah.
Beagle.
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 Oh,
a chihuahua. Oh. I said it wrong.
She said chihuahua.
Oh, we're done now. This is over.
I can't find the button. Long enough. I needed a minute.
A chihuahua. Oh, I'm not wearing waterproof mascara.
What did it actually say?
I don't know. I don't know why that was so funny.
Okay, now we want to know what kind of dog that is.
I think it was a Chihuahua and a Dachshund. Because you know how they call them wiener
dogs.
dogs?
Chihuahua. That's my new favorite word. Chihuahua.
Oh, good.
Oh, that was good.
We've lost all credibility.
Oh yeah.
Chihuahua. Yep, that's what I said. Stick it to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, back to what we were here for.
Back to goats. This is why we shouldn't talk about dogs like that Facebook person said.
Yeah.
You should talk about goats more often. Why? Because Chiweenies are so fun.
Okay.
These guys, what the...
Oh, man, where were we at?
Okay, back to...
No screen name asked. Is that where we're at? Yes, I think that's where we're at. Go for it.
Oh, I can't read it. My eyes are still too watery.
When a goat is sleeping standing up and is leaning on another goat, are they snuggling or just leaning on the goat for support so they don't fall down? I think
Angie's like, oh boy, you've really lost it now.
Yeah, I think it's leaning for support. I don't think it's snuggling.
It's a bonding. I do.
Okay, maybe in the pool, but
oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're okay now. Yeah, we're good.
No, I definitely.
You stop licking.
Thought you were talking about like the pool, not their blue pools.
The blue pool. That's snuggling. Leaning on each other so they don't fall down. That's support.
I think they're bonding. I think like when Lucy leans on Moo, like that's her way of like, hey.
Yeah.
You know, and Sadie, she's trying to make friends with. She wants to be part of Genevieve's family.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's trying to get in there.
Yep. Here comes another one.
Oh gosh, I think I can see now. Okay, Connie asks, with kidding season just around the corner, how soon before birth do the mom's udder start to fill with the milks? They've already started. Yeah, so some of them can take a really a long time, so they'll start really early. And other ones, like especially first timers, they tend to have the baby, and then they're like, "Oh crap, I need to make milk for this thing." And
what? Somebody just said we should name one of the baby goats Cheweenie. Sorry, no, I saw that and couldn't.
I can't do it. No. Oh no, we should not.
I have a visual of what that goat needs to look like. But stretched. Like, so it's got that weenie dog look. Oh god, no Cheweenies. We are not naming a goat. I just knew it would get her.
I might actually do it.
For those of you here,
Could you imagine if he jumps through the door like Thor? I'd be like, Cheweenie.
What would the middle name be? I don't know.
I don't think I want to know.
No, that's not happening. I don't think that's not. I still need that shirt. That's not happening. I'm so upset.
I was almost recovered.
I had a kidding season T-shirt all designed.
Yeah.
For the start of kidding season.
Okay.
I'm breathing. I'm using my family therapy exercises because I wanted to blurt something out, but I didn't. And I lost it. Let's go on.
You lost your train of thought?
No, my kidding season T-shirt. I had it all designed. I needed it signed off.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. I needed it signed off by the CEO, and it never got signed off, and now it's missing. It's gone. And I hate the English
You didn't
language.
save your work?
No, it was on the screen for an approval so I can hit submit, and it was done. And it's all gone.
Well, the last time
The last time you what?
Nothing.
I saw Cheweenie Louise up there. I did. I know you tried.
I tried to get through it.
I'm going to have to turn this screen off so she can't see you guys typing all this stuff. God. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The last time you what?
The last time I left the computer, it was still there.
No, it's not there now. And I was so mad. I was going to post it and yeah. Okay.
Sometimes when you have to rework something, it comes out better the second time.
Is that why you deleted it?
I did not. Okay. I did not do that.
Okay. Where are we at?
I don't know. We lost it.
Moms fill up with milk. They've already started. That's where we were at.
Oh yes.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. Got it.
Could you
Question.
If I posted that on Facebook? Welcome, little Cheweenie, to the farm.
When can Greta get grain?
Oh God, and the future buyers. What's this one? Oh God, and goat snuggles. What's this one's name?
What did the ultrasound
Cheweenie?
say? And how many babies Greta had? Okay, so we talked about the ultrasound on Greta. Can't really tell, but
you read all of that?
I mumbled through it, but yeah, she's got a baby in there. at least.
Okay. So when's Greta getting grain? Oh, soon.
Soon. You have it there.
Her
somewhere.
early day is
Okay, Piper, go back.
Okay.
Snuggle with Stella. Oh my gosh, you said
At the very earliest, she can start getting grain. Hold on a second. Let me do my math. Oh, I lied. Nope. She still has 10 days.
She still has 10 days. And there were babies in there. Oh, hang on. I would move that because you guys couldn't see
Oh,
Piper.
yeah. And what did the ultrasound say? How many? Can't tell. We saw a giant head, which was kind of cool.
Oh, this is like 5 questions in one.
I know. It was So all we saw was a big head. So some forehead all the way down to nose.
Yeah.
That's all we could see. And then did the boys' area get flooded? No. They're actually higher up on the ground than Cassie's castle is.
Right.
So the water flows around the front of Cassie's castle and then back behind where our compost pile is. So they don't get touched. The water stays very dry over there. And do you have to put new hay in the alley because it got wet?
Nope. Again, a little higher.
No, it's a
little higher when you go walk.
No, the alley got wet. So the place that it got wet, I mean, we try to keep that free from hay anyway, so that when I leaf blow, it has a place to go. But I'm hoping it'll dry out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But none of that other hay that's in the alley got wet.
Oh, that alley. I see what you mean.
The alley, like yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so David Smith asks, have you ever had 2 mom goats go into labor at virtually the same time?
We had 3.
Yeah, so we had 3 the year before we started going live. We had 3 moms give birth all within the half an hour. Then last year we had Amy and Greta. They had babies. Like we were still drying off one of Lily or Tiger.
Yeah.
One of Greta's babies when Amy started pushing. So that was the only birth I did not go to.
Yeah.
I missed the birth of the first kid, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Naya and then Nala I got. But yeah.
You had a quick question up there.
Quick question. Why did Jenny get grain early?
Goes back on the grain question.
Yeah. So I actually don't know how early Jenny started with her grain. It came down to I gave up.
Came down because she owns the place, and she was like, you know what? She can get a little grain early.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very careful with how much grain that the moms are getting, who I know have singletons, and I know her history. I think, she started getting grain maybe 5 days earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she did. We started, I was like, that's it. It's just easier if we say
all but
this one instead of all but these 3. And and right now she's not getting very much, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go.
Vicky's question about the Tagmancha babies. So I found that picture of Lucy's Tagmancha babies. Who was the Tog buck back then? And what is the difference between elf ears and gopher ears?
So we did the difference between elf and gopher. Who was the Tog buck? Was it Charlie?
It was Charlie.
It was Charlie. Yeah. Somebody asked that earlier when we were
Yeah. And for those who don't know, that was not we didn't intend on Lucy having Tagmancha babies. Yeah. But that goes back to Sadie came into heat first. And it was Sadie, Lucy, and Giovanni's first year breeding. And Sadie came into heat. Giovanni was in his first rut. And Sadie traumatized Giovanni. Yeah. And Giovanni jumped on top of his house because Sadie headbutt him. And he got scared. And Giovanni would not come down. He did actually successfully breed Sadie that year. We got Samson and Sterling, who lived with Kelly.
Yep.
And Stephen, thank you.
You're welcome. Stephen, I got you. I know you're watching.
And but by the time, it was a couple days later, by the time Lucy came into heat, I put Lucy in with Giovanni, and he didn't even try. He was like, oh God, not another one of those. And he jumped right back up onto his house. And was like, you can't make me. Yeah. And so we didn't want to miss. He was traumatized. He needed the rest of the year off, and a little more time to mature and recover from his traumatic experience. So we put Lucy in with Charlie, and then we had Tagmancha babies, Landon and Levi. Yeah, those were my L babies that year. Yep.
All right, where are we going here? We are going down here to Sue's question. That was me introducing the question to you. I was trying to be like radio people instead of you reading.
Well, the question was about me, so I feel weird asking it. So, is Liz going to write a book about Poppy and the Fox?
No.
Too soon.
Too soon. No.
No, I wouldn't give it an absolute no.
No.
I think there's definitely a story there of like the little engine who could.
Yeah.
You know, like,
well, there's a bunch.
I might not be the strongest one physically, but I got this type of story. There's a great message there.
There are a couple other books in the like back of the mind, but nothing that soon.
No, definitely we need.
No, we need to sell a lot more Moo books before we move on to another book. Yeah.
Well, I need some time, some distance away from that process. While it was fun and I love the outcome, it was definitely a process.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I'll wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Lindsay was asking about how are we going to do updates during kidding season. So with all the expectant moms, will there be I had to shorten this one too, and I didn't do a very good job. Will you pass through the messages? Will you pass the messages through the mods? And have you ever considered making a public Word doc where you put updates out like AAP does? So apparently, Jordan will have a public Word doc where he puts the date and any updates, and then people can access that on their own.
Mm-hmm. So I respect Jordan, but I hate the English language, and I post
obviously wouldn't be something
videos
you would do
every day on YouTube right now.
Okay.
For updates. So I personally wouldn't touch a Word doc at all.
So then
that'd be more work for you.
Is the plan then to do a video update? Because I'm not down for that either.
Well, there'll be, I don't know.
So in years past, all I've done is updated the mods as, something is changing. So no news means nothing changed from the last update. And if there's something, then I usually say, my percentage on where the girl stands on ligaments and any other progress, like her udder swelling. It's usually the main thing that we're looking for is ligaments at that point. So I'll give a ligament update usually twice a day if there's progress from the last one.
Yeah, so that does pass through the mods. That's usually after morning feeding. You'll then either send the mod something or drop it into the new Nightbot, or
I'll probably the least friction way to do this is to continue through our mods chat to update them there so that they can pass the message on to you guys. That's the easiest way to
that's
do it.
More of an every 12-hour update. So yeah, that's probably the most up to date in real time. You're right. YouTube is not updated in real time.
Right.
But it is still a lot of content and a lot of updates can happen over there.
So to JNW's point, can't you just do a post message at top of chat? We can.
Yes, that is true too.
The moderators can actually do that as well, I believe.
They have the option to pin a message?
So.
I don't think so, but
can you?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out.
I'm going to paste that there now. Just for anybody that doesn't have it.
Well, I think they can actually.
That post.
My God! Somebody changed their name to "I love Cheweenies."
Oh, that is
Cheweewees because I said it wrong.
Cheweewees. Yeah. You can now say the word without laughing. Though.
No, you're inside. I'm still. Yeah, I'm still dying. Yeah. So I think if the moderators can do.
I'm still on the wrong. No, I cannot pin a post because I try to pin posts every day when I drop links for the newest video that's been
and you
posted.
Have to do it through.
And I always have to go to Simon Says Farms Live to do it.
So, we'll still have the moderators probably drop the link.
And I don't even think we can. Yeah, we can. Never mind.
But then I will, as I see them posted, if I'm in chat, which in the evenings I'm in chat every night. I will make sure to pin it one of the times that they post it.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to constantly repost. But if you have one of your videos up and pinned, then maybe.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's not something I can actually give them access to. Somebody just said you
Yeah, I don't
you have to give mods access to pin. In order to give the mods access to pin, they actually have to have access to the entire channel, not just they have to be like an admin of the channel, which is way beyond what we're comfortable doing. Just in general, like he's not even an admin on Simon Says.
Oh
Farms.
no, I meant on YouTube. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Nobody has access to our YouTube other than the two of us.
Right. Now in the Simon Says Farms Live, yes, that's something I can make them a moderator there as well, and then they can pin stuff. But I think the smartest thing to do is to keep the updates on chat, and maybe yeah. I think.
Okay, I don't know how to get rid of that off the screen now. Where did
what are you trying? Oh, because you're not under banners.
Because you're right.
You're under comments.
No. Oh yeah, that's why. Because it's down here. One of that question came in from
Lindsay.
Yeah, I gotta find it.
It's down a little lower.
Right there.
It is.
It's blue. Look at that.
All right. So KGT asks, is Jenny getting her green earlier? Does it mean she needs to put on more weight? No. That decision was made out of convenience, not necessarily necessity. It's totally normal to actually start grain 4 to 6 weeks before their due date. So really, I mean, Greta is in that window, just barely, but Genevieve is in the window, and she can kind of deal with that. So. Oh, David Smith is like, he's trying to get me going again. I'm not even going to try to stumble over that one. That's just a recipe for disaster. OG Nicole B asks, what are your plans for the alleyway that flooded? You want to talk about your plans?
I don't think I, hang on a second. I might have brought in some visual references, but I don't think I did.
He's got in some engineered plans here.
No, I don't have any. I didn't bring it. Ooh, so really what we have to do is put in some type of actual drainage system, really. Something that can be a grate that sits in front of the barn. So the water comes down the hill, drops into the grate, and then flows off into the woods. But that grate's got to be strong enough for the tractor to be able to drive over. So we have to figure out some style. Curtain drain doesn't work. We've done that. That's underground. That usually goes down a couple feet, has a plastic pipe, and you have dirt on top of it. So natural water flows through earth, goes into your pipe, and then flows off. But in that case, that wouldn't have worked because the ground was frozen. So no water was going in. So we need a true, what you see at the grocery store in the parking lot. When it rains a lot and the parking lot can't soak up rain, it goes to the catch basin or whatever you want to call it. An actual almost sewer system style right in front of the barn. So all that water comes off the hill, drops down a foot or two into this catch, and then goes off. So that doesn't happen anymore. But we don't know how we're going to do that. Are we going to build it? Is there something pre-built out there that we can use? So we're doing some of that research now to see what
I will tell you, this is the 5th version of water management.
Yeah, we've tried. I mean, this will be unfortunately the most invasive, most expensive, most elaborate way, but unfortunately it's the right way.
Well, and we might have to invest in some gutters.
And then on top of that is where I was going next. On top of that, adding gutters to the barn and pushing all that water over to the boys' side. Now remember, Liz just said, the boys are up a hill a little bit, so they're up here. And right on that other side of where the porch hits the ground, when you're on the porch cam where you're looking at the boys, have the water drain out that way so it wraps around the barn and doesn't come into the barn. So any gutters we put on the barn push all the water that way. That would take the whole square footage of the roof and push the water the correct direction. So it's like a 2-stage process. Put the gutters on, push most of the water that way. and then all that water that comes off the field because the ground was frozen goes into this new catch basin concept or whatever. What's wrong? Chiwimis or whatever?
First, I can't get over. People are changing their names to Chiwiwi. But the second, like, GNW was like, sorry, Aaron, you're going to have to repeat that because I was hypnotized by Piper's Bliss.
Oh, yeah.
She was over there like, oh, that feels
like,
amazing.
She's like, I don't like this question. Yeah.
I can't help myself.
All right, moving on.
I'm trying to move on. I'm stuck in this moment, though. Okay. Kim D asks, generally speaking, how are the kids doing with winter weather, schoolwork, getting ready for kidding season, etc.? Also, prayers and hearts for Jake.
That was a loaded question.
#Village Strong. So I think generally speaking, the kids are doing well. Livy's doing her gymnastics. She's got a bunch of fun stuff here now that she can practice at home. She literally just got a balance beam here today. And
wait till that video comes out. I practiced on it.
Oh gosh.
And they recorded it to the theme song
of Rocky.
No, what's the song they've been singing all day long downstairs?
I just got it out of my head, so
yeah,
I don't really want to sing it anymore.
No,
same song.
Yep, same song. Well, you'll just have to wait for the video.
Oh
gosh, there's only 25 people here. They all left.
What happened? Was it something I said?
Did we crash?
Did we?
Really?
No,
they're back.
Our thing went from 25
I wonder if it
people
went down though for a minute
to 444 people. We were like, wait, did they leave?
We're like, oh no.
It was the Chiwiwi thing, wasn't it?
It had to be. Too much laughing, not enough seriousness. Nope, they were here the whole time.
No, they were here the whole time. It was just our system.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the kids are doing okay. Winter, I mean, in one way it's good because the ATV in the snow is fun. But except when he gets stuck like 800 times. Mm-hmm. School, they all hate. Well, not all. Never mind.
No, just the teenager.
Just
the almost teenager.
Oh, you mean this one? Hang on.
Hold on.
Give me a second.
Time.
Picture time, because my phone just reminded me of that little guy.
Oh my heavens! I could just squeeze his cheeks.
Look at him.
The little sales guy. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
He used to be. Yeah. Now he's sassy pants.
Yeah. So he went to school on Wednesday.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he came home on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, I looked at him when he got home, and I'm like, did you grow? And then he spoke, and I was like, your voice dropped too.
Yeah.
I swear he grew while he was at school. I did not send you to school that tall.
Yeah, no, he came home like an inch taller that day, if not two.
For real. And then Jace came over yesterday, and I'm like, see, you grew, because he didn't have shoes on.
Yeah.
Tyler didn't have shoes on. Jace had boots on, and they were only like an inch or two away from each other in height. Yeah. And I was like, you put some shoes on, or like Jace takes his boots off, and you guys will be a very similar height.
Yeah. Yep, and then Quinn's birthday is on Monday.
It is.
So he's very excited about that.
It's going to be the big 9.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's very excited.
Yeah. And then we just spoke to Jake. Literally, we sat down on this couch. I think that was a record breaker. About 3 minutes before we came live because we got our phone.
Well, last week he called while we were on the phone, and I was like, gotta go.
Yep. Yeah, that is true.
So we got to talk to him, but today was also family day via Zoom. We don't get to do things in person.
Yeah.
But because he staged up, which you guys all found out live as we found out, because he staged up in his program, he is allowed a 15-minute family Zoom call.
Right.
So we were able to do that for the first time today.
Yeah.
So that was nice. He's doing good. Like, he's making connections. He's working on himself. You can tell he's going through, a lot of his, stuff that he needs to work on. So, there's a lot of moving parts there. So,
yeah.
But I mean, he's doing well.
Yeah.
It's a big, what he's doing right now is probably the hardest thing he's ever done in his life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay.
Where was that? Right here. There it is.
So, JNB asks, how bad is Poppy's leg from the fox bite? And what was
Nothing.
wrong with Poppy that it took so long for her to get up after Danica headbutt her?
Fox bite, nothing. Headbutt, fell over. We don't know.
I don't really
We watched
know.
it again, and it kind of goes back to the same time what goat was stuck in the feeder.
Chanel?
And we had to call everybody we know because we just happened to not be home.
You want to tell them what really happened?
No, they'll find out in a video.
Oh, you have to watch the video.
Yep, follow us on the other channel.
Why
if you want
nobody
all those
was
updates.
around?
So, yeah, the other channel is where like life happens. This
That's
channel
the family vlog
is Q&As and live goats. If all you want is Q&A and live goats, stay here. If you want to know what really happens around here, go to the other channel. But when the world was freaking out that who was it? Chanel?
Yeah.
Was stuck in the thing, and we're not home, and there's nothing we can do, and we're panicking more than you guys are. And on the phone and watching cameras that you guys don't have access to, and we're calling everybody we know and their brothers and you name it. It kind of reminded me of the Poppy thing, because the minute Poppy tried to get up, she got up.
She did.
So it was like she needed a moment. And she's like, oh, you knocked me over. I'm just going to let
I just got bit by a fox, and now I'm here flat out. Like, could this week get any worse?
The minute she put her front legs under her, she got out. Chanel, the first time she tried to pull her head out, she got out.
Yeah, so fun facts about all of the Chanel incident. We were watching originally when we got the text message from the moderators, and we logged into YouTube to see what was going on. It looked bad. And so in the moment, like, that's when we go in to get anybody who's available to get to the farm and check this out, like, because we knew we could not get back to the farm first.
It literally happened. We just sat at our dinner table at a restaurant, just sat down. First time we went out to dinner in months.
Yeah.
Just sat down. Server comes over and we're like, not now, working on an emergency. Like,
that poor guy.
That guy was like, okay, I'll come back.
That poor guy.
We didn't actually yell at him, but we were like,
oh, well, I mean, our voices were definitely in the alert.
She was over there like this with moderators. I'm like, Kevin, what are you up to? Where are you? How far away from the Kevin was already on his way from the farm. Yeah. On his way to the farm. We knew he was on his way.
And I called Angie.
I called Tyler on the bus. I'm like, Tyler, where are you? 2 stops away from house. When you get to the house, run to the barn. And Rob, where are you? At a friend's house. Please drop everything, run over. Everybody did exactly what we asked.
Yeah.
But yet we had people in chat being like, they're not coming fast enough.
Well, because I'm like, listen, I was like, where the hell are they? I called you. Like, because in the moment, every second feels like an hour. So and you're like, oh my God. But, okay, so, and Chanel's fine, right?
100% fine. I'm in the other cameras, again, you guys don't have access to, and I'm like,
after everything settled down.
Stuck. I'm like, she's moved. She
was eating the whole time. Yeah. After everything settled down, we logged into our other cameras, and which provided a different view, a different angle. And no, she wasn't stuck. Not even a little bit.
No.
She was stuffing her head in there as far as she could, because that's where the fine hay shavings are, like all the little pieces that get grounded together or munched and whatever. And it's good, fine hay in there, and the goats love it. Well, she was pushing herself in it to get those little pieces. But yeah, her dangling arm was like, oh my God, that was when awful.
It looked bad. It looked real bad. Even from the other angle, when she started dangling her arm down, I'm like, oh my God. But then I'm like, wait a second.
Her other arm wasn't dangling.
Eating. Like, she's still.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I rewind, watch. Okay, she went in. Okay, this is where she starts to try to get out, and she comes right out.
Instantly.
That, like, 11 minutes of her in there.
I interrupted the entire restaurant, though, because the moment her head was out, I was like, she's out!
Yeah.
And just like that, like in the middle of a restaurant, that I'm like,
and he was
so
like,
sorry.
Can I take your order? Yeah, we'll take a drink, and we need a pitcher.
I need a pitcher size of that drink.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
it was a rough one.
that was
but,
stressful.
Yeah, I think my point there in that whole story was if you rewatch the Poppy falling down one, it's kind of the same thing. She wasn't struggling to get up, and then when she tried, she was able to get
It wasn't like Moo.
No, it wasn't like Moo. Moo's little...
I was halfway.
Yeah. I was throwing my boots back on, coming out to the mud room, and then she's up. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back to bed. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and then I had to go and rewatch it, and I probably giggled as
hard
as I did with the Chiwiwi thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not as hard.
No, Chiwiwi wins
No,
for the year.
Chew-
I mean, we're only 2 months in, but actually a month and 5 days. But Chiwiwi wins right now. We should write that down. I wonder if that'll win for the year. Best laugh of the year.
Chiwiwi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did notice the reaction from the other goats when Poppy had her pushover event was all the other boys came over and was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
They all were genuinely. Twix was the first one who's her buddy. Yeah, it was so it was heartwarming that they all came over and checked. I mean, she essentially saved all their lives just a couple days before, so they have a little gratitude to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how many bunnies do you have left?
11.
Wow.
I counted them today.
There you go. And are you going?
Which is the same number it was months and months and months ago. Like
11.
Nothing's changed.
And are you going to get a cow or pigs this year? So no pigs this year.
I actually thought about the cow.
And a cow is on the top of the possible list. But we don't know yet. There's a lot that would have to happen. Structurally, a lot that would have to happen.
Yeah.
And we're just, with everything else going on, I just don't know. Yeah. So, we don't know. What?
I mean...
Yeah, well, I guess she thinks so. And yes, it would be,
no,
just so we
actually, I'm
know,
not
it would
thinking
be a
about the
beef
cow.
cow. It would be 100%, it'd be a beef cow.
Yeah, no, I wasn't actually thinking about the cow.
We actually just made venison meatballs today. Took some old venison out of the freezer.
They weren't that good.
So the kids liked them. I liked them.
They
got
too
overcooked.
overdone.
Yeah. Should have never left the house.
I took them out of the oven
and you did a wonderful job.
As soon as Bob told me.
Bob is
not our chef. That is our our code name for Alexa because she likes to listen and
you can't say we just set
call
off
her by name.
450 Alexas all over the world.
Only if they have one of them.
Right. So we call her Bob when we're in her presence.
We talk about her behind her back.
And she had an alarm set and I set it too long. I guess that was too long. But
but I took it out as soon as
my point is we took the venison out of the freezer. That was 2 years ago when we got that deer and took all the meat off the bone, ran it through a meat grinder. Like we made real.
Kathy calls her Betty.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Betty and Bob. I'm not going to spoil anything.
So yeah, that was fun. Quinn helped me today. Make
he did. I took a picture.
Meatballs.
You didn't.
You never sent it to me.
Well, I never asked for it.
This is true. I did not ask for it. Can you send it to me? Maybe I'll put
right
it up
this
there.
second.
Sure, why not?
I'm in the middle of something.
Okay, never. I'm in the middle of something. Okay, never mind. You don't get to see the picture of Quinn making meatballs. But yeah, it was. If pigs, we just have too much pork in the freezer still, and we would have to get them in like 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, and right now the pig pen is storage for a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the Poppy event actually happened last week. You can't rewind and see it.
Yeah.
So it's not there anymore. Sorry, Doreen.
Yeah.
Do we have another question or was that?
Bunnies. This is where you're up to now.
Oh, okay. Rolo asks, how did the boys do during the snowstorm and did their yard get flooded? So
no,
we did talk about the whole water incident. They did not get flooded and they did well in the snowstorm.
It wasn't that bad. It was 10 inches.
So they were talking maybe about the blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
Because the questions do come in over the last 2 weeks.
Right.
At this time it was like a week and a half.
It's only a week
But since then we had that big blizzard and that was quite a storm and I was glad to be home for it. I'm just going to say that because you're going to watch a video about why we were home for it.
When will you put up kidding stalls? In about 10 days, roughly. We
No
talked about that
sooner,
earlier.
right? No sooner than 7 days before Charlotte's due date.
Yeah.
And even then, that doesn't mean they're going in it. It just means they're going up.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So now is the time of the Q&A where,
Did you know you can change Alexa's name to say Echo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to call her Echo.
You can also call her Amazon.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a little more personal.
That question came in from Twitch. I didn't
get a cow cold Chewy. Yeah, so now's the time where you guys can drop your questions in chat, and we just ask you to use the big question mark emoji at the beginning of your question, like Kathy Gamby and Claudia and Carolyn did the logo, which is right there, if you want to show it. The logo, the diamond.
Oh, yes, I did. I will get up in a minute.
So yeah, actually we did get it back. It's sitting over there.
Yeah, I will grab it.
It's all framed and beautiful and everything.
Yeah.
We just have to find a place to hang it, which I think it's gonna go in the farm store.
Yeah, it's probably going in the farm store. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. I probably should have. So
see, now this is
why we need somebody that knows how to make a meatball.
She's our resident Italian.
Oh yeah, I am so not. I think I wish I was. I'm Portuguese, and I wish I was Italian, which has been proven that Portuguese people kind of wish they were Italian.
Yeah,
but
you guys have the same food.
Not to upset all the other Portuguese people, but
I didn't mean food groups. Like you guys like your bread.
Oh yeah, bread is a utensil.
Yes,
it's like your fork.
So. This is a little fun fact. Okay, we played a game on one of our family sessions with Jake. So we have a family counselor, and so Dad and I have to do our own therapy to people. Okay.
Yeah.
And so once a week we meet with them, and then the last half an hour of the session, Jake comes on, and then we have the whole family.
Right.
This week we had homework, and it just happens to be right here because this is also where we do our family therapy. And it was kind of like the newlywed game, where we had a bunch of questions like, what's your favorite animal? What's your favorite color? And we had to write down what we thought Jake would say, what I thought Dad would say, and then what I would say. So one of the questions was what is your favorite food?
Right.
And we all got the question right for Dad because we all wrote cheese and bread.
That was literally, what's your favorite food? Cheese and bread.
I actually wrote carbs with cheese, / Italian was my answer, and I got that right.
Oh my gosh, did I really just type that? What? I was trying to get Tyler. No, Tyler, can you send Quinn up? Can you send Quinn up?
Did you say food
Yeah,
up?
I did.
Oh my god, he's gonna be like, what do you want?
I literally asked Tyler if he can send food up here.
Well, we have some questions to answer.
Okay, so. I will. Whoa.
Exactly. So.
Whoa, you guys can't see that from there.
No, we have got a bunch of. Well, they can see on their own.
Oh, chats. This one's not even working. Oh, never mind. I don't have a camera 2. Sorry.
Wow.
No camera 2.
This was just a test.
That was a test.
Had it been an actual blackout, you would have seen one of those circles of death.
Here comes Tyler, 2 inches taller than he was last week.
Send food.
Yeah.
He's gonna come up with
Tyler, is that you? Mom, quick question on the screen.
No.
Quinny, hi buddy. Can I have that little picture and then you can come sit on the couch if you want? Yep.
Yeah,
slowly.
Just be so careful with that.
Bring it over. Oh, we stop, guys. It's Quinn.
Scared the crap out of me.
She's laying on her back. She doesn't like being startled. Okay, I got it.
Oh, goodness.
She's up. Okay, is Twix still for sale?
No. I had a legit buyer for him last year and I couldn't do it. So he's here forever.
There it is. Can you guys tell?
It's a diamond painting.
It's a diamond. And okay, so if you see the smudges on the ear up here, there's a smudge right there. And there's another one on the glass. That's Hazel slobber because I had it on the coffee table. Hazel went and checked it out and rubbed her jaw all over it, all over the thing. But yeah, it's all framed.
So it's a diamond. Yeah, it's a diamond painting where every little pixel is a little bead.
Look at the big screen. Watch when I.
Yeah, it's super cool.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Every little pixel is a tiny little bead. The artist even got the shadow, the gray shadow behind the word farms.
Yeah.
It's really, really
That's,
cool. Whoa,
like,
yeah, don't
about
poke
to
your
touch
face
my
off.
face, yeah. So
all
it
right.
has to go back over
Let's
there.
put it back
'cause
over there, big man.
Space is
Slower.
very limited.
Yeah, I gotta redesign
but it's
this
super
place.
cool, and we had
can
it
lay it down,
framed
lay it
by our
Okay, good.
frame guy because everybody has one of those.
Yeah,
and-
we happen to have a neighbor that does framing.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, he's really.
Oh my God, Quinn, you just got a birthday present.
What the 50 bucks?
I thought he said, what the fi-" What the, and the word started with an F.
Oh,
What the-
gosh.
What the?
Whoa,
Okay, so
Quinny!
funny story about that. Jake, when he was little, used to pronounce truck
Oh.
without the T, and there was an F when he was a little. So in Walmart, oh look, big truck with an F.
Dumb truck,
Big
but
dumb
replaced the TR with just the F.
Oh,
And I was like, we gotta go.
it was hilarious.
I
Yeah.
love that kid. He
Why
thinks
are you giggling so much?
He thinks I'm
Why are you giggling so much? Because you're on TV?
He can,
What's
he's
going on?
watching himself laugh.
Huh?
and
Watch,
it-
you're
and then
gonna laugh because remember, there's a delay. Ready? Here you go. You're on the couch and you're gonna giggle. There you go. You just giggled. This is almost better than Cheweezy or whatever.
Cheweezy.
I-
It's weird.
You gonna pee yourself? Because if you are, you gotta go. Okay, you're almost 9. We don't pee ourselves at 9. Even though
Tyler.
you're not 9 yet.
I'm not 9
What-
yet.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, again.
Oh,
yeah, it's
Quinny.
again for
It's
you.
for your birthday.
What are you gonna do with all that?
Buy you.
Buy a drone? Oh my!
Buy the
goodness.
drone. Which do you have one picked out?
Yeah.
So Quinn here has an old Android phone, a very old one with no real cell phone
right.
service
It's
on
just
it,
a phone.
just like to play around the house.
Quinny,
He-
did you know that there's a dog breed out there called a Chiweenie? I mean a Chiweenie.
a Chiweenie?
What is that?
We don't know. Where are you going?
He didn't find it
No,
as
you
funny
don't
as
need to
I
get it.
did. Apparently,
stay.
I
Yeah, he
have
does.
the maturity of less than an 8-year-old.
Right. So Quinn now knows how to use Gmail, and he emails me
Things on
links
Amazon.
on Amazon. I wake up in the morning sometimes and have like 27 emails from I Love Pie Pie, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there he is, like sending me links to Amazon. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, Quinny. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you off camera.
We're gonna have
because
to. Oh
I don't
no!
know
Look!
what.
We should do his
Oh,
thank you very
let's do
much
your
video
one.
from
Hang
when
on.
he was like 4.
Yeah,
He only seems
No.
like he was 4.
Still 8.
No,
You were not.
like 7. In
I
that.
think it's pretty old. Let's see if I can find you. Oh, and while you're here,
You're
we'll,
scrolling up too fast.
am I?
What are you doing? It's like right in there.
Oh, in here, in
Yes,
this
so thank
section.
you
Here it
very
goes.
Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, how little were you?
Oh,
You were
Quinny.
so little.
Oh no, Quinny. We got to do it
But
another.
you want to know something, Quinn? You were even smaller then.
Oh gosh, that was
Do you know how little you are in that picture?
I
No.
can't see.
my ovaries.
Oh.
hurt.
Very little. Very little. Yep.
Why that was-
Those are
Oh
super
my
cool jammies, though.
goodness.
Those jammy pants were amazing.
Every child in our house wore those jammy pants.
Yep.
So that one came from Canada, but that one came from the UK.
You see that money came all around the
It came
world.
all
Oh my
the way.
50 bucks?
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time to get here.
I know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with all this money?
I don't know.
Well, you said you can buy a very $10.
Happy birthday, Quinn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's 10 bucks. I
Yeah.
spent
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
$14.
That's amazing. What do you say?
Thank you.
Oh, you're
Oh, you're so
welcome.
cute.
Oh, well, I say you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said it from the villagers. Look at everybody, but see everybody else saying happy birthday, Quinn?
Look at them all. Look, you could hear. I'll put some on the screen. Ready? Boom. See, watch the screen. That one's got a birthday
Happy
cake,
birthday, Quinn.
and that one.
Captain Joey.
That person's name is Captain Chewie.
this
Yeah, isn't
has
that
a,
funny?
It has
There's
a story behind it
Yeah.
now.
But they said Mighty Quinn. There's another
Oh, How
one.
cute. Look at
Here-
all of
Here's
that.
another one, and
Oh.
another one.
Happy
See 'em all?
birthday. Oh
And then
my
this one is what we're
goodness.
here for. Like, goat question.
Yeah.
So we'll let Mom answer that one. But see that person's name? I love goats. Nothing.
Change that goats to pie pie.
And then that would be you.
Yeah.
I love pie pie.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You gonna answer
What are you
that
gonna?
question?
Oh, that's a right now thing.
Yeah, sure. Go
Oh,
for it.
how are you gonna breed Gus with the girls? That's not related to him. Well, you see, a girl has a. Nope, we can't answer that. Well, it's true. You're just gonna put the unrelated girl in with Gus.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Unrelated girl in one Gus.
Right, like
yeah.
so Sadie and Lucy and Moo,
Yep.
they'll figure it out.
This is the one. That was the one that come way from the UK. See that?
Oh,
the
look at
way
that.
from the
Happy birthday,
UK.
young man, all the way from the UK.
Yeah.
Do you know where the UK is?
No, but it's
It's all the way over the Atlantic
Here's
Ocean.
another one. I don't know if I put these ones up already.
Look how bad.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
I might miss some. Just bouncing around. Oh, Quinn.
Birthday.
Quinn, ready? Your favorite color.
Orange.
Orange. Oh my gosh, he prayed for orange.
He
Did you
loves
see?
orange.
Yeah, that was silly.
He loves
Yep.
orange.
And cake. Here, this one has a cake. Yep. Okay. And another cake. And this one came from Twitch. Ready? Not YouTube. That means that person's not on the
Queen.
Queen.
Quinn.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Quinny.
That's Quinny. Yep.
Quinny.
With a
Yeah.
Y. Well,
I-E.
Yeah.
Because, I-E and Y can make the same sound.
Yep.
That one
Whoa.
came from Australia.
Oh, that one. Yeah, other side of the world.
Mhm.
what is that, like 199?
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that a lot? That's a
Yeah.
lot.
That one's not your birthday money. That's to pay for
That's
the bed.
Dr. Kara's
That's Dr.
money.
Kara's. Yep. There's another one. That one's got a lot of stuff.
Oh, lots of cake and hearts.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna get back to.
Quinny, what do you want to do for your
Here's another
birthday?
one.
I know.
You
doesn't
don't
know.
know.
But,
He wants a
um,
little personal pizza. That's what he said.
Right?
And
And.
Oh, there's an and.
No, no.
Maybe.
Can goats tell colors?
Yes.
Yes, goats can tell colors. What's up?
And maybe I'm gonna get a shelf cake.
Well, maybe you'll get a cake.
I think
I
a
don't-
cake is definitely on
Cake
the list.
might be on the list, and we might be toys on the list.
Yeah, he's already toys on the list. And
Oh.
tools.
And tools.
And
Quinn wants
tools.
some tools now too.
I
Yeah.
just sent it to Dad.
Yeah. You just sent me an
We
email
talked
of more
about
tools.
that.
You
No,
like
no,
new
no.
ones?
No.
No.
No new
There's no
tools.
the same
The
one.
same one.
No, there's no new tool emails in here. Oh, yeah,
I
nope,
don't
there's a
know.
new
There's
one.
new ones.
There's a
Check
new
this
one.
item out on
Let's
Amazon.
check it out.
What is it?
A drone.
Oh, look, a drone.
That drone.
You sent me the drone link.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll check one more. Okay,
Amazon drones are hit or miss.
yeah, they are hit or miss. They're some of
Oh,
them.
the Polar Express. What?
Oh,
Oh,
Here's
you want
one.
some new for the Christmas village?
they're downstairs playing train. Hit number 3 for me, buddy. They're downstairs playing trains.
We had the Polar Express train, but it broke.
Yeah, the train village broke. And then
It
the
was
kids,
old.
Jason Tyler, dug up in the attic and come down with an old, like,
HO set.
oh my gosh.
was mine.
They came down with an old HO train set, and they came down with old cameras. Like, Tyler didn't even know. Like, where's the battery go in this camera? I'm like, Tyler's 35 millimeter. There is no battery. Like, he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, watch this. He's like, how'd you get it to do that? Like, I had to open it, and
Yeah.
like the film goes here, and he's like, film? What's that? It was fun.
Yeah, all this digital stuff. Quinny, I think you have a lot of money for a drone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll try to
Yeah.
find a drone.
Like
Yeah.
I think that one had a camera.
That one had a camera?
I think.
Oh.
Whoa,
Oh my
okay.
goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's good. All right, I got to scroll back and see if I can find those
We're gonna
other
do one more.
questions.
Thank you very much.
Oh, here we go. We'll do one more. Gotta click here, and then we pick one of these out in here.
Which one do you want to do?
Whoa, the one with
Moo
you?
Moo?
Or-
No,
No, the one with the
Pointing
goat.
to
Yeah, the
Moo.
yeah, that
Moo's
was
floating head.
Moo's
Look, that was
floating-
the best I could do at the time.
yes. Yeah.
See, Moo's floating head.
Yep. Okay.
Meh.
Meh.
That's good. They're not sheep. Yeah.
Well, Moo does sound like a cow. So
Yeah.
there's all different kinds of sounds goats make.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys doing downstairs?
playing with trains.
Did they get it to work?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. So did they add more tracks to it?
They first started with a
A circle.
Yeah.
Just to
and
see if it worked.
Yeah, and then it kind of it was too much tuning, and then they made a bigger one.
That
Got
makes
it.
sense.
Straight pieces of tune.
Right.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you go have fun. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Quinny.
Bye.
Bye, we'll see you later. Thanks for getting my picture for me.
He's gonna ask to get paid like right away.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, Dad,
so.
where's my money? And then I'm gonna have to explain, well, YouTube takes 1%, and then there's the government, and then there's...
Here's your $5. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be more.
No, we have a bunch of stuff. We're gonna end up doing Quinn's birthday, kind of like Christmas.
Yeah, so Quinn doesn't actually know, but he's getting all of his birthday stuff tomorrow so that we can
Correct.
celebrate with Jace here, and we
Right.
don't have to. He's getting his COVID booster shot on his birthday
Yeah.
after school, so I'm like, let's just make the day before fun. Like, I mean, we'll still make tomorrow, like
we'll do
Monday.
something fun tomorrow with him,
Monday,
but
Monday.
Monday,
his actual
Monday,
birthday.
right? That's what I meant.
We'll probably, because anytime you get a shot, you got to go out for like McDonald's Sundays.
Yeah.
So we'll probably still do something, fun. But he's got school, which will make it fun.
Right.
And when you're a kid, you want to play with your toys.
Right.
And like,
exactly.
happy birthday! Here's your toys. Now go to school for 8 hours. That's real fun.
Or go to school all day, come home,
Get a COVID shot.
Yeah, and then it's your birthday. Go to bed because you got school tomorrow.
So we're gonna do it a little
tomorrow.
earlier. Yeah, we're gonna do it tomorrow. He doesn't know this yet, so he's gonna wake up like it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And then I think we might go ice skating, which
by the way, I couldn't. We'll talk about that after.
Oh,
I
we're
don't
going.
remember where that was. Okay, here comes the. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sometimes I don't like when I do that. There it is.
All right. So my question was for the missing hay in the alleyway with babies due in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Will you fill that in for? Oh yes. Once it's a kidding stall, it'll all get
same thing
up.
in the Gen Pop area. We'll put hay back up against the wall. Yeah.
I do that now for convenience and you know, but no, once it's time for babies, everything will get covered up.
Yeah.
Right now it's good too. That it can dry out a little bit.
Yeah.
Before we cover it back up.
Now I knew what that was. Okay.
Yep.
Well, because of the kids pulling all that old stuff out of the attic, the rotary phone, they don't know what a dial tone is. You're right. They don't know what a busy signal is either.
If you call the pediatrician, you will.
This is true.
I swear they're always busy. I'm like, how do you not have a couple lines? Like,
yeah.
Oh boy. There's lots of questions.
Oh, here's one that I don't always answer, but I'll say it anyways. What are the zoning laws for animals? How many goats can you have? We could have way more than we'll ever want and way more than we have now. Because if you remember, in the zoning law, weaning animals do not count.
Babies. Yeah.
Babies on their moms don't count.
So Gia doesn't count.
We can.
Oh, we're passing notes.
I got a letter.
Oh,
guys, here we go.
Quinny just left, and then he came in, and he just handed something to Dad. Can you read it? Don't go too fast.
They could read it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. That's what he just came back with.
He's such a good boy.
So yeah, we can have way more than we have now.
Yeah.
And we're zoned. Remember, for those that have been around, I don't know who asked that question because I don't think it was Vicky.
It was Vicky. Well, maybe it wasn't. She could reiterate it.
But when we got zoned agriculture for the farm store, the rules even got easier as to how many animals we can have. So yeah, we can have a lot.
Yeah, I always say it's more than we can handle.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get to a point where all our animals have numbers and not names.
Right.
So it's definitely, somebody asked too, Jan, I think our friend from Vermont.
Right here?
Yes. Can I cuddle Piper and Stella at Goat Snuggles? So yes.
They will be there as long as they don't bark at everybody that comes in.
Piper has some learning to do. Yes, you have learning to do. Are you okay? Are you not comfortable?
No, she is so not comfortable.
But Piper and Stella will be at Goat Snuggles. So I anticipate that they will be well behaved.
Yeah.
So she just is like, put me to bed.
Here's another one.
My guy wants to know. Hold My guys want to know if we can name our newest canine recruit Chihuahua.
Go for
Listen, it's not trademarked, so
it. Yeah, go for it.
I think that would be a great honor
Yeah.
that I influenced, such prestige into this honorable animal to call it Chihuahua. Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately they do.
Is it really as high as 30%?
Yes,
that is really just wrong.
But they built an amazing platform, so there's nothing we can do about it.
We all wouldn't know each other if it weren't for YouTube.
Right.
So
well, we got to understand, and this comes, and I get it, 30% sucks, right? But the platform YouTube has built is something nobody has ever done before. And in the last, I think, 15 years, I don't know how old YouTube technically is. Nobody has been able to come even close. Facebook's trying, Twitch has tried, all that. The amount of content uploaded to YouTube like every minute is just would blow your mind. The amount of videos that go up every minute,
and the fact that they can keep up with that.
And the fact that, and I get it. We complain. There's things that happen with YouTube, and sometimes it doesn't work. Heck, sometimes my legs don't work when I get out of bed. Whatever. 30%'s a lot, but if you look at what they've built, it's not that much. I mean, but I mean, they all take percentages. Yeah.
But Quinn doesn't know that, so he gets the full amount.
He gets so excited, and they'll have a good time. Here's another one.
Hey, Liz and husband.
Yes.
Is Thor's ears just like 80s? Yes. They have the same style ears, which is that elf ear. And it's a little more open, so they are a little more prone to things like ear infections. But thankfully, other than right when they were born, which I think they had some gunkies in there from being born, we haven't had to do anything extra with their ears over any of the other La Manchas. So,
how was 80 after her run-in with Harper Jean?
Yeah, so her leg was a little owie in the immediately following, but that didn't seem to linger that much, thankfully. It was quite a tumble, so I wanted to get my hands on 80 and just make sure the babies were still bouncing around in there and that she was just physically not hurting when I put my hands on her. And so everything was fine. Babies were kicking right away, and which is good because her babies in general, I don't get to feel them very often. So I'm very optimistic that nothing bad happened with 80's fall. So it was the fall that I was more concerned about, with just how she landed on the doorway, the entrance into the barn. But it did seem like the doorway, she landed more outside than she did inside. So I mean, I'm not going to do anything differently with 80 moving forward than I would with the rest of the goats. So it's daily hands on the baby bellies, and see who can we feel today. Yep.
So I'll let you read this one.
When you have Quinn use the phone on live cam, he is always steady and slow at panning. He has great instincts. Will you encourage him to record more?
So we, when it comes, whether that's live cam, so that would have to be something like a Wacky Wednesday or anything.
Sometimes he'll take the camera from you while you're recording something edited too.
Edited stuff. He'll hold the camera occasionally, and he's getting better. But in the end, I let them do what they want to do. If they want to be on video, they're in the videos. If they want to help record, they help record. Heck, Quinn sits with me when I edit sometimes. And he picks up Dad, you missed a spot there. Well, I actually haven't gotten to that yet, but you're right.
So I would
he's starting to learn.
Of everybody, he's the most interested in the technology side of this process.
Right.
And he loves, he has one of my old Canon cameras, and he just goes around and takes pictures, and I'll tell him, I'll kind of show him how he likes to do the focus manually.
Yep.
And so I'll help him kind of frame the shot a little differently. to get kind of, but he's got an eye. You know,
Yeah.
he'll take some pictures and I'm like, that's a great picture. It's blurry, but he framed it well. So
Right.
his artistic eye for photography is good. So, you know, I will nurture the kids' interests. I'll never push them towards what we
Right.
do because that's what we enjoy doing. And
Yeah.
I want them to find something that they enjoy doing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
like
but
Jason,
he likes it. So yeah, I mean, I would say we encourage it.
yeah, it's kind of like Jason Tyler. They like being in the videos, but they want nothing to do with holding the camera.
Mhm.
You know,
Right, but they want to be in any video that you're doing something
Yeah.
like physical, and if it has to do with motors, like he's totally
Right.
they're in it.
right?
So, but that's what they enjoy doing. Is
They
the
also
motors.
just like poking fun at Dad while the camera's on, and like seeing if they can catch me. And they got me good
like
today.
this morning.
Yeah, they got me good today. So
Yeah.
that will end up in a video eventually. And they even said, "Was the camera on?" And I was like, "Yes." They were like, "Yes." Are you going to leave it in? Like, are you going to edit it out? I was like, "No, it'll stay
Probably
in."
leave it in.
And they were like, "Oh, that's going to be so funny." Like
They're
they
typical teenagers.
like trying to pick, but they get to pick on Dad and have it go live to the world, and then get to see the world's reaction
Mm-hmm.
because they, like shaking a soda can and handing it to somebody to open it.
Oh,
Like,
they did that this afternoon.
They tried to do that this afternoon.
Yeah,
They didn't get it, but that kind of thing.
bunch of pranksters.
Yeah. I don't know if I clicked this one yet, so if it's a repeat, let me know.
Do you think that 80s babies will be jumpers like Mom and Uncle Thor? I hope
No,
not.
I don't think so.
Not. I
No.
mean, of all the kids and goats that we've had at the farm, they're the only ones.
Yeah.
I think because they grew up with horses.
We have a goat lover in
Can
the
you
house,
still build me a house?
and I think I now know who it is.
Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I am not building any houses.
No, he's
Um,
done building things. for
Not
now.
really. I got a lot to
For
build.
now.
So.
Well, okay, you do still have
Yeah.
a hay feeder
Yeah.
to
I know.
build
I
and,
just
and a swing.
don't get me started on all that. To try to cut costs, have you thought about using some of your spare farmland to produce some of the hay you need? So
That would
we actually
cost a lot of
have
money.
thought of that, but it would actually cost us a lot more money. So the only way producing your own hay will actually save you money is if you're doing close to like 30 to 40 acres
Mhm.
and it's already like quality hay.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's already there. Like
and it's
you don't
already
have
there.
to go and
correct.
do any work. It's already seeded hay.
So,
Like,
for
it's fine.
example, if there was a 40-acre hay field within driving distance of this property on a tractor driving distance, not car, for sale at a decent price, yes, we'd be very interested. But we only have an extra like 6 acres, not even.
Right, not even.
We
But
are
then
on.
it comes down to like we don't even
and
have
then we
anywhere
have-
to store that hay.
We have nowhere to store it, and we have
Mhm.
none of the equipment.
So it
and-
would actually be really expensive.
We actually had an offer from somebody that had about 50 acres or 60 that they wanted us to hay for them because they don't want it turning all in the woods again and nobody's maintaining it, and they were going to let us do it for free. The challenge was it was 14 miles away, so we can't use my tractor. I can't drive my tractor 14 miles, so I'd have to buy a new tractor. There's tens of thousands of dollars. Even if you used tens of thousands. They didn't have a barn to put all the hay in, so where do I put all this hay on 50 acres, right? It's not quality hay because nobody's taking care of it. So there's
maintenance.
tons of work you would have to do to get it. So yes,
Yeah.
there is a savings in making your own hay, but there's a big like balance of
It's a huge investment.
at what
and
point is it worth it. What we've learned would save us money is to build a bigger hay barn, actually build a manufacturing facility to produce our soaps and lotions and everything we do in its own building, and then off the side of that building have storage for 1,000 bales of hay, which is about a year's worth of hay for us.
That's
and then,
ultimately what both the soap, the lotion, like the business side of the farm needs, and the hay side of the farm.
correct. And then
that's the answer to so many problems. But
it's a $200,000 problem.
it's not,
if not more, because we've done some preliminary math, and this is a building we can't build. Have to be built out of steel. I'm still looking. I've talked to 2 companies, but I've never gotten far enough where I can build a clear span. Think of it like an airport hangar. So a flatter roof in New England, but you can do that in New England if you use steel, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to build a roof like this than it is to build a roof like this. And when building a building, like 50 to 40% of your cost comes in the roof alone.
Yeah.
So when we built House of Pie and we built Cassie Castle, building them to look like barns cost a lot more than building them flatter. It's just the way they're designed. So my point is, we've been looking at it. That is the cheapest way, because then business, we can cut out the middleman and buy the hay from Tennessee or Texas or wherever, and it comes up here in an 18-wheeler at like 800 bales at a time, and we only buy hay twice a year at that point.
Yeah.
And then we can almost turn it into a business too, because if we're buying it twice a year, 800 bales at a time, that's 1,600 bales of hay. That's too much. And then we can offload some of it to local people that need
even
it.
just like our friends that have goats. I mean, apparently it's a prerequisite. In order to be our friends, you have to have goats.
Right.
Just kidding. But it seems like that.
Well,
that
yeah,
happens
between
now.
the Robin, Jenna's, and the Angie and Javier, I mean, there's another 100 bales a year easily, if not 200 between the 2 of them.
Right.
But yeah, so that's to lower the bill. That's the answer, is a big hay barn / manufacturing facility, which then we're dealing with the town and zoning and all that garbage all over.
Yeah, and the kids lose their ATV.
And the kids lose their ATV track.
Okay, I saw some follow-up questions about. Okay, that's actually a good one. Before I get to where the new buckling is going to go, Auntie Lori said, with Cassie's Castle getting flooded the other day, are you concerned about parasites growing in the barn? And if not, how come? No, I am actually not worried about parasites growing in the barn right now because it got wet, because parasites only really like wet and warm weather. And while it's wet, it's freezing cold. So parasites actually don't like the cold, and the freezing, like the ground being frozen, is something that they don't survive in. So the part that's wet right now is freezing. So there's no chance that the ground can harbor the eggs for the parasites. So, but that's actually a really great question.
That was a good question.
Then the follow-up question to where is the buckling going to live? There's a couple of different scenarios that I can envision, with Gus being on the smaller size for his age, and us not getting this buckling until it's 12 weeks old, because they run their farm similarly to ours, where the mom will raise the buckling until 12 weeks, and then we can take him home. It might be that Gus moves back out to his pen, and then the baby comes and lives with our herd, either in the red barn, and maybe we move over a wether or something to keep him company, because they'll be the same age.
Oh, I see what you mean. If we keep a weather?
Or just not sell the weather right away so that he can be friends. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, so that he's not moving into a lonely situation, right? Like in the red barn by himself.
We could also raise him out a little bit in stall 6 or 7.
Well, I was thinking, 4, 5, if 6, the age difference or the size difference isn't too great, maybe Gus will allow him to live with him.
Yeah, that's true. That might work too.
You never know. If you get a large 12-week-old baby and a smaller 18-month-old baby,
they might be fine together for a little bit.
And actually wouldn't even be 18 months at the time. He'd be just over maybe that 14-month age. It can be done. Gus is not a very territorial guy, and he doesn't really seem to have like a buck bone in his body, so he might actually do pretty well with a little baby, but you want to make sure like it's a safe situation. So it might just be safer to put one of our bucklings temporarily, if he's waiting to get weathered, if you just don't know who's coming this year, what's going to
Yeah.
be born this year. And if you've got a singleton buckling and he's going to a pet home,
Yeah.
you just don't know. I mean, I think we'll have a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan is to keep the new buckling over in that area.
The boy area. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Is it normal for the expecting moms to be so aggressive? Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're aggressive,
Yeah.
but they are definitely
They're getting close
standing
to that.
their ground.
Right.
And that's because, they all want to be top goat
Right.
for
They
when
all want
their
to feed
babies.
their babies.
For when their babies are born. They don't want wherever the mom is in the herd when the babies are born, that's where the babies are going to fall. So the mom is just doing what nature wants, and the mom wants the access to the hay first, the best, first access to grain, the best place to sleep, all of that, and mom wants her babies to have that too.
Right.
So I think that's why Greta's working her way up the herd.
Mm-hmm.
So how far along can you feel baby kicks? I would say this was the earliest I've felt babies kick, and it was when we were taking Sadie's temperature. I don't remember how far along she was.
Yeah.
Somebody could probably go back and see when that all was going on with Sadie, where she was just acting a little slow and she got some medicine for a little bit to help, just get her appetite up. Maybe she was 110, 115 days at the time. But yeah, I felt her baby, which again makes me think she has more than one because that was really early. But again, she's thinner.
Right.
She does carry her body condition. She does carry herself a little thinner than, say, somebody like Moo, who I still struggle to feel the babies because she has so much protection between the outside world and her babies.
Yep. Does the vet think D is having quads? The vet thinks D is big. Yeah.
She remembers that ultrasound, and so we question. I questioned. I was still living in denial. She goes, "You can live in denial, but I remember what I saw, and I saw a lot of babies in there."
Right.
Yeah. So she still thinks that D has 4.
And Gia doesn't need a cookie.
No, I understand why.
Yeah.
You might think Gia could use a cookie. But
she doesn't need a cookie, especially not every day.
She's also also very fluffy.
She's very fluffy. She don't need cookie. Just like me. Somebody asked, "How's your weight loss going?" It's going nowhere. My scale is broken. It doesn't go down. It only goes up.
Mine too.
Or just stays flat lately.
Yeah.
So no, it's not working. But I'm also not working. I'll be honest. I'm 5 weeks in, and I really hasn't changed much other than keeping myself accountable and weighing in every week just to know where I am. Have I changed much? No. So of course it's not going to go anywhere.
When your motto is, I went from 4 slices of pizza down to 3 slices of pizza and expect anything to change.
It's not going to change.
No.
Yep.
But at least you recognize that.
100%. I'll be honest, completely. I know how to do sit-ups. I just don't do them. Yep.
I do a lot of them in my mind.
Yeah, they don't work. Can you answer that one if you know the answer?
Can we have virtual snuggles this year? So yes, you may. That is absolutely coming back for YouTube members at the Moo Crew.
It's the next level higher than Wacky
Peppermint
Wednesday.
Posse.
Yeah.
So
Peppermint Posse is Wacky Wednesday, which I have a surprise, sort of. And then Moo Crew is the one above that, which is the one that got virtual goat snuggles.
Yeah,
and that will come back.
That will start sometime during kidding season. Or did we not say?
Yeah,
I forget what we talked about.
It'll start soon.
So when the babies are born, we do take that camera off of the wall during the birthing process, obviously. But then in like the days and the weeks to come, we'll take the camera off to like give you guys a closer look to during chores or something, and you can just watch some of the babies running around. Specifically, like whoever gives birth in stall 4, because that one doesn't really get a camera. So we'll take the camera off of stalls 1, 2, and 3 during chores, put them down in stall 4, and you just kind of get that up close view. I'm not sure how the virtual goat snuggle membership crew will fit into, like, is that going to be for members, or is it going to be open? Is it going to be a little bit of both? Is it not going to be for members? It's always going to be for open.
Almost think of it this way: all of February, and I don't want to take anything away from the members, but really your membership benefits start in April, because we want everybody to benefit from all these babies that they've been watching for the year, being grown and born and whatever. So all of February, pretty much all of March, we'll bounce the cameras around and do things for everyone. Obviously, Wacky Wednesday. The girls are too pregnant to do Wacky Wednesday now.
Yeah, it's not safe.
So I might do this Wednesday, a Wait for Baby Wednesday, which basically means the same Wacky Wednesday crew, the people that are at that member level, will set up the camera. You'll be there for night chores, and then we'll just sit in the barn and wait for babies, even though it's way too early. Well, there's no babies. It's only moms.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm talking this Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like a virtual goat snuggle on a Wacky Wednesday level this Wednesday. And then maybe even next Wednesday, which is day one of Charlotte's early
Yeah, but it's
day.
Possible for Sadie.
Right, but it's possible for Sadie. So for the next, say, 2 or 3 Wednesdays, we might be able to just sit quietly in the barn on Wednesday for that Wait for Wednesday, whatever.
Right.
And then when kidding season starts, it's all thrown out the window. Everybody just, we survive at that point.
Yeah.
We make it through. Mode. And then starting in April, we go back to Wacky Wednesdays and virtual goat snuggles at the correct tier for members.
Somebody asked the question, how do you virtually snuggle a goat?
So explain.
Yeah, so it's kind of more of a meditative, therapeutic half an hour.
Especially if you've ever heard of the word, what's that called? The really loud audio.
ASMR.
ASMR.
Right.
What's that stand for?
God, I barely
audio stimulate. I don't know.
Somebody will Google it. It's fine.
Yeah, somebody pop it in. What's ASMR stand for?
So it's a 30-minute session. No, ASMR? No. Virtual goat snuggles is a 30-minute session where I take the camera that we use for Wacky Wednesday, so it's portable, and I go where the goats go. And so you get a super up close and personal experience with them either eating their grass out in the field, sleeping on their jungle gym outside, sleeping outside in a pool, playing, specifically like when it's baby time, they can definitely like do the zoomies. And the volume is way up, so you're able, like, I don't talk the whole time. It's just you and the camera, and you get this super close view of like their eyes and their freckles on their noses.
And that's where you can hear them chewing, because we have the audio up real loud.
There it is. And audio so it's just a really relaxing half an hour session of just getting that time.
And we don't talk. Surprisingly, if I have to hold that camera for a half an hour, I go a half an hour without talking. It's amazing. Well, for you, not for me.
It's amazing that you can do it.
I struggle.
Yeah, but it's really neat because then you can hear the birds chirping in the background and the roosters crowing and the ducks are quacking, and it's more of like a farm experience, but like it's like pretty
much meditation.
Yes, it is definitely like that mindful. Like you can definitely take yourself and de-stress. And we usually do the virtual goat snuggles on a Friday, so that is kind of your time to reset before the weekends and get rid of all that heaviness that the work week brought and all of that. Yeah, I mean, virtual, I will say, even for me, when I do them, they are awesome for me, and I am videoing them.
It almost comes back to people have said, and we've had strangers. I was on the phone with a person talking about podcasting and how we want to do it, and we've never done it, but I don't want to. I'm sorry, I don't want to do all the work. We put out tons of content already, like these 3-hour Q&As. Why can't we chop that up and turn that into a podcast and repurpose it, whatever? He's like, wait a second. You guys do Q&As every other Saturday? You've got 4 kids at home. You do Q&As on a Saturday, and you can keep 300 people plus entertained for 2.5 to 3 hours? We're like, yeah. He's like, and I'm like, and that's the easy part of our week.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most relaxing 2 to 3 hours of our entire week. And he's like, I don't get it. Like, how's that work? Like, most people are all stressed out when they go on live and whatever, have a whole studio. We're like, no, this is the most relaxing 2 to 3. So to my point here, virtual goat snuggles, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I know I've done it. I'll light the fire, set up the camera, the fire, they'll come in 10 minutes early to virtual goat snuggles. The fire will be going, and I'll crack a beer open, and I'll be like, all right, you guys ready to go do some virtual goat snuggling?
There was one time I had to drop them off in the farm store and go pee because my old lady bladder couldn't make it through the half an hour. So note to self, go to the bathroom first, and then, it was like, you're just going to have to enjoy the scenery in the farm store because I got to go.
Yeah. So, that's
otherwise it was going to get dicey.
It's basically meditation. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And it's twice a month minimum, but we aim during
the busy, like, spring times.
It's every Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of slacking on the super fan level, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's supposed to get some like insider.
All right,
I'll
give super fan level an update maybe tomorrow or the next day. I've got something brewing that we're working on that we haven't told anybody about. That we could
some early access.
We can spill the beans on something for that level.
Yeah.
In a couple days or something.
Stella.
When did Poppy get knocked over? When did Poppy get knocked over? That was a couple days ago.
Hold on.
I thought it made it
we
on
made lotion yesterday. Thursday?
Yeah,
Wednesday?
possibly.
I don't remember. I have a hard time remembering things.
Oh, so somebody was asking. Oh, I thought it was somebody at the super fan level. Like, dude, you don't do crap for us. No, that's not. It's not what they said. I felt bad. I thought we were getting called out.
Well, because I think she might be super level fan,
she might
she's
be.
like,
So we're supposed to. It's basically supposed to get like
some
you've
owner
heard it
level talking.
And the challenge was the difference between Patreon and YouTube.
Yeah, it was very similar.
And the fact that we try to give out things on our website too for that super fan level. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and read it. I don't remember if they have like a super fan discount code to the website where they can use it all the time and they're like at whatever percent off.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and take a look.
We have to go back and take a look.
I know it's supposed to be like early access stuff and
right.
Yeah. And it's unfortunately we're slacking.
Yeah.
There was a question.
Yeah.
Hold on. Chewy has a question.
Yeah. Oh, this one?
Is there okay, so we get this a lot.
Yeah.
So is there any possible way that you all can put one old one up for the ones of us that are not members so that we can see what it's like to virtual snuggle?
So we will do something like that during kidding season. Basically, we can do that.
I mean, it's different because once the babies are here, different. Virtual goat snuggles is changes throughout the season as like the babies are young.
We might be able to find an old one.
Yeah, the babies are young versus the babies are kind of in that like adolescent time frame, like that 9, 10, 11 week old. And then they move out and now it's just the moms. It's a totally different feel from like during kidding seasons to July.
Yeah, I'll go find one from the old thing and it'll end up on the family channel though, because it's pre-recorded and not live and all that. So just follow that channel. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe, all that. But once it's up, the rest of the village will tell you, hey, they posted a virtual goat snuggles for everybody to see if you want to join. And you could, that's not a bad idea. I can put one of them out there.
Yeah.
I can go find one from
Jan W.
In the past.
She kind of teased you and was like, so this is what a short Q&A looks like?
You know what's funny?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
I literally said that. I think in the video I started recording today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I literally told myself I was like, we're going to go short because there's a lot of questions and we're weekly and during kidding season, they're going to have to be real short and blah, blah, blah.
Well, because we're not sleep deprived yet. So we're like,
true.
Laughing about Cheweenies and.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
I do think we might we might be getting to the point
We are done.
where we might be done.
Yeah. It would just
Especially
be nice.
because I know dessert is
Yeah, I
downstairs.
100% agree. Yeah, I could get you guys one. I'll get one. I'll put it out there.
Well, I think
So
sometimes it's nice, to know kind of what you're getting before you buy it. You know what I mean?
right. So just to put a teaser out there too, YouTube is putting a serious effort in this year in 2022 on two things. And can you guess them?
Shorts.
Yeah, that's one. And what's the other one? Live streaming.
Oh, well, I got that. Check.
No, but YouTube doesn't have that.
Oh, well, I do.
Twitch,
Oh.
the platform. So TikTok owns the short world, right? The real 1 minute video type world. And Twitch owns live streaming. It's a way better platform for live streaming than YouTube. YouTube's in the middle, pre-record it, put it up there. And if somebody watches it, they watch it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the world is becoming more it's just happening. We watch 70% of our video watching is done vertically.
Yeah.
So they're stop going horizontal, go vertical. Twitch has proved that people like vertical. That in the grand scheme of it, 30,000 foot view.
Yeah.
Live streaming, Twitch is where it's at, but it's a very hard platform to understand and how to use and all that stuff. So YouTube is putting a huge effort into live streaming where a lot of features might come.
That'd be exciting.
Including gifted membership. So it is very possible for a creator like us to say, you know what? We want to give out a membership to somebody for 2 months.
Yeah.
Or 4 months. And we've been wanting to do that forever. Moderator free membership. We've been wanting to do that forever and it's not there. But a lot of features are coming. Now, will they be here in 6 months? A week? Yeah. Or do we have to wait till the end of the year? Who knows? But they're putting in a lot of new Twitch style features to where we can all be sitting here like this with only 9 people watching because it just did it again.
It's been bouncing on our end, yeah.
And if a friend of mine was also live streaming, we could say, okay, guys, we're going to end it here, but let's go see what John's up to. And I click a button and we all 400 of us or whatever end up in his live stream at once. And he goes, what the heck just happened?
Right, all these people just
It's
came
a
in.
feature on, and I can't remember, somebody can help me out. It's either called Swarm or Raid. I can't remember what it is, but it's a feature on Twitch where you can dump your whole audience into somebody else's live stream, and it creates tons of excitement for everyone. Even the person doing the live freaks out for a minute because they're like, what the heck just happened? But there's a lot of cool stuff coming, so just stick around is really what I'm saying.
Val NC wanted to know if we got the fruit basket she sent, and was it any good?
That is coming in, I think, Monday's video. But yes, we did. I ate the pear.
I ate the orange.
But I went. Sorry, I went straight for the cheese.
He did. Oh my gosh! I was like, for the first time, a villager sent something healthy.
Oh, not true. We've gotten a couple edible arrangements.
Oh, that's
but when they're covered in chocolate, they're not that healthy. Okay, but still, don't worry, we love them.
Okay, so it came, and then I'm like, but where's the chocolate? I ate the orange. It was good, and Libby liked the pear, and
I went straight for the cheese.
You went straight for the block of cheese. And then I was like, but isn't there at least some chocolate covered nuts in here?
Nothing.
There was nothing.
Yeah.
So as much as we complain about the everything covered in chocolate, I clearly love it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I have a disease.
Edible arrangements in this house last about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. I had to hoard. I got something, I don't remember if it was for Mother's Day or I was just having a bad day. But it was the chocolate covered strawberries. And I was like, no, hands off. These are mine. I don't care about the diet.
I buy bananas at the store. They rot in the banana holder. You put them in a flower basket covered in chocolate.
Done.
Gone. In seconds. Not a commercial for edible arrangements.
But
just hilarious.
Man, you just make fruit look like flowers, and they
people
eat them.
and the kids eat it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's like the best. Yeah.
Okay, so I was just thinking about this because it's already starting to get
So
itchy.
shave it first.
Oh, it's
And
got to
so
go.
Once
No,
my lucky socks go on,
it's
no
gotta
more
go.
shaving.
So I will let it grow in for all the kidding season.
and Angie's got to get the purple in her hair.
I'll actually have to trim it around the mouth here because I hate like chewing. For those bearded guys out there, I don't know how you do it. So I can already.
Because they trim around their
I
mouths.
could already feel this like in the corners, and this is just like a week of not shaving. So yeah, it's got to go, and then
This is a week without shaving too.
and then kidding season, I'll actually trim up the neck, and I'll try to keep it sort of clean.
Yeah, so we definitely have some superstitions. So I have a pair of socks I have to wear. Angie's got to have purple in her hair. You're not allowed to shave.
Yeah.
I actually have a sweatshirt.
I
have to wear
don't
too.
think the Poppy fall down was recorded. I don't think it was saved anywhere.
I did not see that
I
come
didn't
in
see it.
through Simon Says Farms Live. Somebody
Yeah.
usually catches it. I don't really like catching the bad things, especially if
You
everybody was okay, because then everyone is like, oh, but is she okay? And it just can cause a little bit more panic than necessary.
All right, let's have some fun now.
Oh, I need to have a kidding season thing.
We can give her a kidding season thing.
What?
She can clean our laundry room.
Well,
So
no, this
one
is like
season, the laundry room. So this is what happens. I'm just going to explain. The clothes go in, and
Oh, no
okay.
laundry happens during kidding
put it
season.
Put it up in chat if this happens at your house too.
Okay.
The clothes go into the wash. They then go into the dryer. They then go on the floor. Clothes go into the wash. They then go in the dryer. They go on the floor. So how many people have clean clothes in their laundry room, just never made it folded or back to their bedroom? That's what happened. And then Grams comes,
and she's like,
flies
why
in,
is it
and is
always
like,
this?
what happened? And we're like, 4 months of life happened. And she's like, okay,
it was
see
either
what
I got the
can
laundry
do.
done or I made soap.
Yep.
And
then the laundry room becomes super clean.
The
Yep.
landing zone.
Yeah. It's just
if you
hidden.
need a shirt, check
go
the
to the
laundry room.
I can't find socks. Go to the laundry room.
room.
Like, it makes the answer super simple.
Right.
Yeah. Look at her answer.
Again?
Oh, it's every 4 months or whatever. It's out of control. Plus, our laundry room's tiny compared to the amount of people.
No, listen, we have a laundry room, okay? Don't be.
This is true, but it's like, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then you got nowhere to put it. Like, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It's hard.
Yeah, look at that. Somebody said it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My laundry room looks like that, and it's just me and the husband.
Yep. 100%. It's out of sight, out of mind. You're like, just leave it in there. I literally created
and you can even close the door, because then it's really like you just close the door and you can't see it, and if you can't see it, then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
And I'm just saying, only if Grams wants to do that. Like, it becomes one of those little like Tupperware challenges.
Yeah.
You know. Are you okay, Stella?
Right, we're losing people.
Yeah, no, it's time to go. You're losing me.
I'm
oh my
starting.
gosh, I didn't even notice we were in top chat the whole time and not
There's
live.
really no.
Must have missed a whole bunch of stuff. No.
Listen, do something. This is how it all starts.
Yes.
You do something this year every day that there's a good, healthy delivery, and then you just don't change it.
Don't change it.
So if you were wearing a certain pair of underwear,
oh God, no.
Don't change it.
Don't go there.
I'm serious.
No.
Okay, like it's something isn't lucky until it's lucky. Okay.
You gonna keep a pair of shoes in the barn just in case?
No, listen, I've never gone to the barn without shoes. It's just sometimes they're in my hand and sometimes they're on my feet. Okay? It happens. How quickly did I need to get to the barn? And if putting the shoes on was going to delay the quickness, like it was, I had to get there that fast. I mean, at least I brought them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What's for supper tonight? We already ate. We
ate.
had the venison meatballs and some pasta.
Like pasta, and we made up a little like sauce station. I opened up one little jar of 3 different. Quinny was my sauce man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if going commando is what happened when you had the good birth, you just don't change anything. You can't.
I need a cape.
Listen,
just in case I got to jump the walls.
I just know the lucky socks, the purple hair. Angie goes, the year I didn't have purple hair, it was a tough year. So I was like, never again.
There it is.
No, what's your clothes are dry. They stay in the dryer. I'm still waiting for the dryer to fold the clothes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, that happens. So that's the way Jake does laundry. My laundry's done. Where is it? In the dryer. Yeah.
Yep.
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 Yeah. It stays nice in there.
And it's safe.
I know where
and
to
if
find
you need
it.
a little bit of a fluffing, then you
Turn it on
real quick, and now you've got a nice warm shirt.
Yeah. Okay, Stella. I agree with you. Yeah.
Yes, placenta pants was another one of those Chowini situations.
Yes.
Where neither one of us could talk because we were laughing so hard, and y'all saw placenta. Like, who can say that? Yeah. What best friend can you be like, remember that one time I had placenta on my pants and you had to tell me about it?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know?
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
Who can say that about their best friends? Yeah, that happened at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic. And then I had to turn around because the only way over the fence was to turn around, and the camera was literally right there. And so y'all got to see what we were laughing about. Somebody highlighted it out recently too and put it back up. Maybe it was a memory that I saw on Facebook, and I laughed just as hard watching it back again as I did the night it happened. It's freaking hysterical.
Speaking of memories, I don't know how many of you are following the Facebook, but we are starting a flashback series, which is basically Simon Says Saturday. If you were not around for that, every Saturday we recorded a video and posted
we
it.
used to.
150 Saturdays in a row. So it was 3 years in a row of every Saturday, like a family outing, a family adventure, whatever. And I just started with episode 1 on Wednesday on Facebook, went out. Episode 2 went out on Friday, and that will continue from here on out to try to get through all 150. And it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. barn time. They go out on Facebook. So if you're not around at 8 p.m., you can always go back and find it. But yeah, Facebook's trying to get into video. They're asking us to be involved. So we're going to try to just slowly trickle out one every other day, pretty much. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I was trying to do like the Simon Says Farms, the best of.
Yeah.
And pick out like those memorable videos. But, Simon Says Saturdays, a lot of memorable moments came from that. Yeah. Plus, with the channel and the Facebook page growing so much, there's going to be so many people who didn't see those moments. So.
And we're already looking at it. Only 2 videos in, and Facebook has told us 40% of the people seeing these videos don't even know who you are. So that's kind of cool. So, yeah.
I ripped my pants last year.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. That's not good.
Oh, I remember that. I just don't remember telling YouTube about that.
Oh, yeah, you might have.
Yeah. I do remember. It was not in a good spot either. Yeah. Okay, so Liz Bowman, first of all, you have a great first name. What makes Poppy special? She's new to the channel and she loves the goats. So that's an in-depth conversation, and I don't know, should we answer that now or should we save that one for next week?
I just liked what Valency said, so then you can go ahead and
you want me to get into it?
And then that'll be the end.
Maybe there's somebody else too that's out there that doesn't know the answer, the story behind it. So Poppy is the only goat on the farm that was actually pronounced dead at birth, but was actually alive. So she had a very interesting delivery into this world. Her mom is Deandra. Deandra is currently pregnant with 3, maybe 4 babies this year, which is another story that I'm stressing out about. That year, Deandra went into labor, and her labor wasn't progressing very well, actually at all. And I called Dr. Kara, and she came over, and first time she ever actually squirt. She didn't really inject, but she squirt oxytocin up into the goat's hoo-ha, very technical term, to help her dilate. And it works just like a charm. So she is delivering the first twin, and unfortunately that twin had died probably 2 months prior. and he was already decomposing and made the entire uterus a huge mess.
Yeah.
And then little Poppy was born, and Dr. Kara said, Liz, I'm so sorry.
Well, we got to get this other baby out.
Well,
Space,
the
that was
little
it.
boy had already
Right.
the little boy had already been delivered,
Yeah.
and Poppy had already been
Also delivered. Yeah.
and she saw Poppy's size and lifelessness and the conditions that the previous little boy had been born under, and was just like, there's no way that this little baby is anything but also deceased. And little Poppy popped her head up, and Kara went.
The barn went nuts.
The barn went nuts, and because it's only 8:30, she goes, oh, and her vet assistant was like, Kara was like, just rub the baby, rub, don't stop rubbing.
Yep.
She got some.
She got everything.
All the drugs out for little Poppy,
Yep.
and
this goes back to we don't do things the way most people do. They would have just both been. Yeah, most farms would have not gone to that. Most farms probably wouldn't have called the vet at that. Oh my God, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
we were just like, do it, save her, go for it.
So little Poppy, she was born pretty small, maybe 5 pounds. Maybe 5 pounds. I remember her being small, but then I read the notes back and I was like, oh, we've had smaller since then.
Yeah.
But she was shockingly small.
Yeah.
For our experience level at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But she was a fighter. I mean, she should not have lived.
No.
The amount of decaying baby that she grew next to, the fact that she could grow, was a miracle.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the only reason Poppy lived was because it was Poppy, and she had the will to live. She was super strong, despite her size, despite the conditions in mom's uterus. And she lived, and she was strong. She didn't have an issue. She went on that summer. The kids were showing in 4-H at the time. She went on to win Best Junior Doe and Show several times. The last judge at the Lebanon Fair, when we showed there, she was like, I would die to have this doeling in my herd. I want Poppy. Poppy obviously was not for sale. And let's see. Then we also showed her the following year, where she won Best Doe and Show as a dry yearling. Dry yearling meaning that she was a year old and she had never been bred, so she did not have milk in her udder. She won Best Junior Doe in Show that year as well. And that was the fall that we bred her for the first time, which is on par for how we breed around here. We do not breed the first year because they need to be focusing on growing their own bodies before they can grow another life. So we breed at 18 months, then they deliver around 2 years. And in that time of Poppy being bred and Poppy delivering her first baby, Poppy got sick. And we're not sure. We had some theories. We're not sure. We have some more theories since then that have come up. The first theory in the moment, while Poppy was sick, was that something came in on the hay and caused something like a botulism, which really did match her symptoms that she was having. It did seem like her esophagus was paralyzed and was no longer allowing food to travel down. So she was having these wads of hay and grasses that would just collect, and then she would not choke on them, but she'd then spit them out because she couldn't swallow them. So she was now pregnant and having issues with keeping herself fed. So it automatically became kind of a complicated delivery, or complicated pregnancy. And so when Poppy delivered, when it was her due date, it was her, she was finally in labor. Dr. Kara was like, the moment she's in labor, I want you to call me. I don't care if it's looking normal or not normal, but with everything that this mom has been through, I want to be there just in case anything happens, because we are not losing this goat.
It's the one birth I've missed in the whole years we've been
That
doing
was
it. I was so sick I couldn't make it outside for Poppy's.
no, you had like the stomach flu or something.
I couldn't. I was like, I would almost fall over just trying to walk to the
Just
bathroom.
getting out of bed, you were like, whoa.
And it's
And
like
I'm
a
like-
24-hour. I made it for every other goat that season except for her, and I watched you guys on the YouTube. I was a lurker, and I watched it all go down with you guys in there.
So it was definitely one of the most memorable experiences in the barn. Poppy had extra care during that pregnancy, and Dr. Kara actually came and ultrasounded the baby several times just to make sure everything was going healthy. If the baby had passed away for whatever reason, because Poppy couldn't just couldn't have a viable pregnancy, we wanted to know, because that was going to change some things. During some of those extra ultrasounds, Dr. Kara was practicing the technique of like gender. Sorry, I'm boring.
Yeah, I know, right?
And so Dr. Kara was like, oh, I think it's a boy. And we're like, okay, that's nice. I just need Poppy to be okay. So when Poppy delivered, it was one of those like moments of just pure relief. The pregnancy is over. The baby is out. The baby is healthy. The baby is actually a girl, not a boy. Poppy was fine. We started her on all the stuff she wasn't allowed to have during pregnancy. So the chopped alfalfa is the first time we ever had chopped alfalfa on the farm. We had hundreds of bags that you guys sent for Poppy. We still have some of those.
No. So let me
Actually, no, we
clarify.
don't
You
have
guys might
those.
like this. So those chopped alfalfa bags started flooding in from the village. Poppy had some. A couple other goats had some.
Greta had some
and
after
then
the
we had
twins were born.
so much we couldn't keep them. So we ended up like
donating them
15 extra bags. We ended up donating to a lady with a horse in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle of COVID, a lady, I found Facebook somewhere, whatever, local. We worked out a deal with the lady, like, and yeah.
Just come and get them.
She ended up taking them off our hands and
Yeah.
fed them to a horse somewhere.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah. So then after Poppy had Penelope, I named the baby Penelope. Penelope's doing great. Actually, Penelope is now a mom herself and also an expected mother. And if you're new here, we talk about Angie. Angie is my best friend, lives a mile down the road. Angie has Penelope now, and Penelope is an expecting mom again, which is great. But that summer, Poppy did not bounce back from whatever affected her during pregnancy. And I think it was that summer into the fall that we did all the tests. Again, all the tests that we couldn't do on a pregnant goat. We x-rayed her jaw to see if was something dislocated, what was causing these wads of hay to form in her mouth, what was making it so that she didn't even have natural movement, like a jaw would move on, like in a goat. Like it just didn't even look normal. And even her face is just a little, if you just look closely at her, her face looks differently.
Right.
And so we did the x-rays. We did we opened her mouth, we sedated her, we opened her mouth and made sure there was no abscess or broken tooth or something causing her just to not be able to get the nutrition in properly. All signs went to everything's normal, and we just don't know why Poppy's not normal. So after all of that, then we had a kidding season where 2 of our goats contracted Cache Valley fever.
What?
And that was two years ago, when Moo and Rainey had gotten bitten by a mosquito that transmitted this disease, this virus that affected the babies. What?
Sorry, I was just laughing. Is my sleeping bag clean? No, not yet.
Yeah.
We'll give it to your mom in the laundry room.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. I won't. Go.
Then the dots started to connect.
Oh.
Because we also had one other prior experience with this Cache Valley virus with Danica. The connection came in with how Danica's Cache Valley babies differed from Rainey and Moo's babies. Rainey's and Moo's babies had physical, they all lived. Well, no, Nevaeh did not live.
Did not.
But they had physical deformities in like the cleft palate, the heart. In Roman's heart was enlarged. Nevaeh had catastrophic deformities in her kidneys and her liver and some other areas. Jules apparently had nothing that we could see. Frio, we weren't sure, but he ended up having the bone deformity and also a heart defect. But back when Danica had her issue, and she was also tested, so we know for sure that it was Cache Valley, her little boy that was born that year was born what we call with a jelly belly, had passed away, did not start deforming or decomposing her at all, but made the delivery very difficult because his belly was like the size of a basketball.
For those of you still here,
which many of you are,
8:45 at night, and whoever asked this question, I was wondering if you were in for this answer.
She's like,
I left. I had to go.
Yeah. She's like, I'm really sorry. I asked. Maybe we should have pushed this to next week.
Out of all the challenging births, unfortunately, that baby didn't make it. The jelly belly
that baby had passed before. No.
Yeah.
That baby had passed before delivery.
The hardest delivery ever, and it's very farm conversations happen between you and the vet, and it's me and Dr. Kara working on trying to get this baby out, and there are not many options, but we got it out. And right now,
when Dr. Kara she doesn't sugarcoat things.
She doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's one of the things I love about her. But.
Yeah, when things get dicey, she'll tell you this is the next stage, and I'm not going to say what it is because we don't need the visuals.
No.
But thankfully we didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But the baby comes out with the jelly belly.
And also went off for necropsy is what it's called.
We did send the baby off for necropsy, which is an animal autopsy, because we were like, what in the world? Yeah. We took blood from Danica. We sent this baby off for necropsy at the local university, and it did come back Cache Valley. That was our first. I still have that voicemail.
Yeah.
She goes, Liz, you're not going to... I play it sometimes because I still... I have a hard time believing it because it's something that only...
Heck, the CDC didn't believe it. They're like, yeah, no, Cache Valley in New England, nope.
Doesn't happen.
Too cold up there, not happening.
I have three
cases.
3 cases that I can prove scientifically.
Yeah.
Anyway, that we digress. So little Peggy Sue came out next. Peggy Sue had a classic joint on backwards that Cache Valley produces. So her front leg, the knee joint was not on where it would bend the right way. It was on where it bent outwards. So she was completely locomoting fine. She actually went off to a horse property too. With that said, there is a point here. With that said, when Moo and Rainey had their Cache Valley, we all started to try to connect some dots. Like, what is going on? Is there any similarities between timing of breeding, the weather, any storms that came in? Like, is there anything that we can pinpoint? This is what's going on. And I made an entire timeline for Dr. Kara to try to see, okay, what happened? And it got the wheels turning, and we were like, we never sent off Poppy's twin. we never sent off Poppy's twin for necropsy, and I have to wonder if Poppy is a Cache Valley baby.
Right. Yep.
And that is why we can't see her deformities.
Right.
They're in there. She's got them. We can't find them.
Other than that jaw thing.
Other than the jaw thing. But look what happened with Frio.
Right.
And his bone deformities. He was a perfectly fine little... I mean, he was slow to thrive. At birth. I will give him that. But I have to wonder if the pregnancy triggered her, like an autoimmune disease disorder, which is kind of where we're leaning towards, or is she a Cache Valley baby and the pregnancy just magnified what was going on? So very long story short, she's special. She's either got some autoimmune, because she does not have an immune system, like, at all.
No.
She cannot fight off anything. So the moment she's bit by this fox, which only happened last week, or now I guess a week and a half ago, we started her on antibiotics, because if anything happens, she needs the antibiotics there. We're not going to wait and see with Poppy. Right. She does not have an immune system to protect her from parasites. She constantly has parasites. That's why she's so thin. It's why her coat looks different than everybody else's.
Think about it. She's the only goat in that barn that gets grain, and she gains no weight.
Nothing. She loses weight. So,
unlike me.
I know. I need Poppy's metabolism. Yeah. I told Dr. Kara one time, I was like, whatever Poppy has, can I have it?
Yeah.
Like,
tapeworm? I'll take
one. Yeah. But yeah, so Poppy's special. She does not have an immune system. We have vowed to Poppy that the moment we think that she is doesn't have a quality of life, if she looks like she's given up, we will help her. Yeah.
Every day Poppy's here is a good day. It's pretty much it. Yep. And she spends a lot of time tonight. She was under the platform. She doesn't come out. I put the hay next to her.
Hay right next to her.
And then Billy went under the platform with her.
Yeah, Billy and her.
Which has kind of pushed her away a little bit. Yeah. But he'll move and she'll be
Billy
fine.
and Twix and Poppy have this special bond. And it's one of the reasons I couldn't take Twix out of that barn. I don't have a close relationship with him. He really doesn't care about humans in general, except for Wacky Wednesdays, and then he will come over for a cookie. But other than that, he looks at me, I look at him, he tells me, don't touch me. I say, I respect you. Yeah. But he snuggles with Pops. Yeah. So I can't, Poppy needs that. She needs the extra warmth, she needs that friend. So yeah, we've had our share of losses. I mean, we've got Nevaeh and Jack and Ari and Frio and Jojo. Those are just the babies in the last, what would you say, 5 years that we've lost? Yeah. Nevaeh, Ari, and Frio were all Cache Valley babies. Yeah. But then we've got Roman. We've got Roman here. He's a Cache Valley baby. You'd never, ever in a million years know that Roman is a Cache Valley baby.
And he's not the one with the enlarged heart. He
had an enlarged heart. Yeah. He had breathing problems in the first week or two of life. Mm-hmm. And then, our job was, Kara says, your job is to keep him comfortable. Just keep him comfortable. And so that's what we did. Yeah. And then came castration day. And I'm like, how are we going to castrate a goat who has an enlarged heart? And she did her ultrasound on Roman, and she listened to his heart, and she was like, he's fine. Yeah. And I was like, are you effing kidding me right now? What do you mean he's fine? Yeah. And she's like, he grew into his heart. He had a big heart. Yeah. And he does. He has a big heart. Yeah. He's special too, though. Only mentally. Yeah. He did not make a good service animal, okay? Not everybody can handle that job, and Roman is not an emotional support animal. Yeah. So yeah, that's Poppy's story.
Oh, and look, right at the end, and that's Poppy's story.
Yay!
Yay! Somebody else jumped in and goes, I love when Liz goes into story time.
Yeah.
I can't tell stories like that. I'm like, we need to draw a family tree of the goats.
Yeah.
I'd probably still get lost.
That's yeah. Hold on. There's no stupid questions. So,
Yeah.
but does Cash survive in the system of the moms in a tiny form, or does it? Oh, Cache Valley.
Yeah.
This is not a stupid question.
Okay, where was it?
Jules was also a Cache Valley baby, and that's why she had to go off to a pet home only, and where she would never be bred because I didn't want another puppy.
Right.
And we just don't know what or if Jules had anything going on. So, okay, so not a stupid question. Cache Valley survive in the system of the moms in a tiny form, or does there is immunity? So, Danica, it's been the moment for Danica. It's been about 5 years for her. So her immunity to Cache Valley is probably pretty low right now. But in the first 5 years, and I've asked this question with Dr. Kara, we've talked. I'm like, okay, so how much do I have to worry about my goats who I know are confirmed Cache Valley positive? And she's like, they are going to hold the most immunity in the first 5 years. So by the time Moo and Rainy 5 years from now, I would expect them to be done breeding. And so their babies, there won't be any babies, but their babies should have immunity to Cache Valley from here on out. Now that's a should. It's science. Mm-hmm. So it's not a for sure thing. And there's always those exceptions to the rules. There's things that Cornell told Dr. Kara, like, well, they should really, to minimize their chances of Cache Valley, they should breed later. And it's like, well, we're already breeding in October.
Right.
So by the time Cache Valley virus is an issue for the babies are only really susceptible to Cache Valley in the kind of ways that we see at birth is between that 25th and is it like 28 or 45 days? 20 in the 20s and up to 45 days.
So it's like a 20-day window that the babies can be affected.
If the mom gets bit by a mosquito carrying Cache Valley prior to day 28, let's say it's day 28, then they will probably abort the baby. No, they're not.
Oh, yeah.
They will lose the baby. They'll lose the pregnancy. They'll come back into heat. You'll think that, that's just nature, just didn't take. And, you breed them again and all is well. If the mom gets bit after the 45th day of pregnancy.
28th.
Nope.
Oh, after they got it. So they made it through the window.
And the mom got bit after the 45th day. The science says the babies are unaffected.
They're strong enough. They'll make it. Yeah.
Now the window is day 28 to 45. That's where we have a deformed baby. Yeah.
So if the goat's being bred early October and you make it all the way through October and now day 28 through 45 end up in November, December, the theory is it's too cold in New England for there to be mosquitoes between November and December, and that's not true anymore because it's not that cold.
Global warming.
It's not that cold anymore, and the mosquitoes are still here in November and December, and that's why Cache Valley is creeping its way into New England. It used to be a southern thing only.
No, it actually originated out in Utah with sheep only.
Sheep only.
So sheep farmers actually were losing like 10% of their herd to 10% of their crop of kids each year to Cache Valley, and it's a huge issue.
Yep.
But it shouldn't be here. And that's why the CDC is like, not in New England. And I'm like, really? Here's my test results. Tell me that it's not here. I have a baby with a leg on sideways. I have water belly baby. I've got a decomposing baby.
We've got the science.
I've got the kids here. And the thing is like, the reason they don't think Cache Valley is here is because a lot of the farmers that we don't have huge goat farms in New
Right.
England. We've got
No.
goat farms that have maybe 10 goats, 20 goats, 50 goats. I think maybe 200 is our max
Yeah.
in Connecticut.
Yeah.
You don't have thousands of heads of goats in Connecticut.
Right. So the numbers
these
aren't big enough.
farmers aren't sending their babies off. They're just like, oh, just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's Mother Nature. We don't get to keep them all.
Yep.
And instead of looking into, hey, what's going on? The last 5 years, we've lost X amount of kids, and we're starting to see some similarities between these babies that are born with,
Right. Right. Yeah.
But we did it with the very first one. That's how we knew about Danica. So, thankfully, knock on wood, our babies are due. Nightbot just hasn't gotten it yet, but he will. So that's what we pray for.
Yeah.
And just to say, the moms, if they get bit with Cache Valley and they're not pregnant, they're still going to hold immunity.
Right.
So my hope is that we have an aging herd, and that they've, the mosquitoes don't know if the moms are pregnant or not. So they're gonna bite the ones that are not pregnant too, and nothing happens in an adult mom, who gets bit with Cache Valley. It doesn't affect them at all. So,
That's it.
hopefully, if Cache Valley is like as prominent as, they've all been bitten in the last 5 years. So that's my theory. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
So
that'll wrap up our short
I know
Q&A.
now that I'm at 3 hours.
Our short Q&A. We're good. Yeah.
I'm gonna need some lip balm for these lips are feeling a little dry.
Yeah.
Good thing I know someone.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
I saw a question come in somewhere during
That you're
all
actually gonna take
but
now.
we're
that
gonna have
we've
to
gone.
get to it next week. No, I don't know where it went. It was a short, quick, easy one, but I can't remember. Nice to hear the whole. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even see it all. It's so far off the screen. So it's time to go.
Yes.
See what the kids are up to. See what kind of mess they made.
I'm sure
And
they're
put
up to
dinner
no
away.
good. Last time we got off of Q&A, Tyler and Jace found a YouTube video that mimicked a broken TV. And so I came around the corner and they're both holding like weapons, like a stick and a ball or whatever, and the TV is flickering like these lines across the TV.
Got cracks in it. Yeah.
And I was like, what did you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not real. And then
Yeah.
you came down and almost lost your mind.
Yep.
Yep. All right. I got to pee.
Yeah.
And we know my bladder gives me all of about 3 seconds
Right.
before it's like a disaster zone.
Yep. We got to
So-
go.
Yep.
See
So
you
thank
later.
you guys for joining
Thank
us.
you so
Q&A.
much.
Q&As will be weekly from now until I can't open my eyes.
And they will not be 3 hours long every week. Just so we know.
No,
Yeah.
we don't ever plan for this, guys.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens, and I blame it on the Chewini.
The Chewini.
I do.
Chewini's fault.
It was the Chewiwi.
We giggled for 20 minutes and wasted time.
Well, I mean, because I couldn't talk. So, all
Right.
right. Yeah. So we'll see you in the barn tomorrow morning.
Yep. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.